What is going on, everyone? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hello, 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 hello. I hope that you guys are having a great Monday morning. I low-key was gonna wait to give my commentary on this as well as my review of the come up for later on today. But my sleep schedule has been all over the place. It really has. Ever since I started really walking by faith for real. I just realized I'm on this ride. I'm on this journey. And even though this journey is going to end one day, to do the best that I can to just enjoy myself while I'm here. And one of the things that I've realized in enjoying life is that I have to embrace my emotions. I have to embrace my emotions, the higher vibrating, fruitful, and life-giving ones, as well as the low vibrating, destructive, and low-key self-destructive ones. But I think that's how we live the fullness of life. I think when we cut ourselves off from emotion and from logic, I feel like when there is only one instead of an amalgamation or a blending of both of them, you're gonna have a different experience. And shout out to everybody having their experiences, okay? We're starting off with me giving my interpretation, okay, of Ron's thoughts for a liberal audience. I have had the privilege, I'll say, especially being a homosexual person who believes the LGBT rights and human rights, including Black Lives Matter and all that. Even though I was that, I had been given the privilege to have a few conversations with Ron in private. And in those conversations, it's helped me. I can only speak from my experience. It helped me to understand where he is coming from. And like after we kind of worked through our own, I guess, viewpoints of each other, and kind of was able to, I guess, connect on a different level. And I mean connect on a level as far as looking past our egos. Like, we would throw a little slick shade at each other, girl. And I mean, it is what it is. It's a part of the comment. It's a part of the process, but we were able to work through it. And come to find out, we both are literally saying the same fucking thing. It's just that we're saying it in a different type of way. And I've been talking about recently, especially like with the book that I'm reading, The Cross in the Closet, and just the conversations with Ron and just other people's interpretations and viewpoints of things. I'm learning that there's nothing wrong with challenging things. You're supposed to challenge everything, honestly, to see if it works for you. And what might work for me may not work for you, and vice versa. But I do feel that there is a way for all of us to at least come together in a level of respect. I would hope it would be love, but realistically right now, just a place of respect and educating ourselves on everybody else's experiences. I feel like we're just in this vicious cycle that we've always been in of talking at each other, not to each other. And there's been so many people that have come, great people, whether people like Jesus, people like Buddha, Muhammad, I don't know, Muhammad, well, just different expressions of characters or people who decided to go against the grain, against the system. And when I mean the system, I mean the spiritual system of balancing out these lower vibrations, because that's why a lot of shit is happening in the world today. Hey Nereus, what's going on? That's why there's so much stuff happening in the world today, because we're not willing to understand each other. We've all been hurt. We've all been used and abused. Every single one of us. Like, nobody's perfect. Even those who give this illusion that they're doing the right thing and that they're living this best life. Like, living your best life means accepting and being accountable for not just the good stuff, but also the bad shit, because the bad shit's going to happen. And there is nothing that we can do to exempt us from that. And there are a lot of people in the world who are looking. There are a lot of people in the world through their own experience and lenses. I feel like it's from a lens of fear, because we're just trying to make sense of our experience in the world and trying to enjoy life. And I know it's hard trying to enjoy your life when shit's happening to you in your personal life, but that's why social issues are very important, because we have to deal with the people that is living in the system. And if the people in the system are not being heard, it's going to create a lot of destruction. I mean, hell, even Ron's commentary is because he feels that there are certain things that are not being addressed. There are not certain things that are being healed and being ignored. And that's the gag, because like I said, what Ron is saying, what Republicans are saying, what Democrats are saying, what I am saying, when you look at it from a spiritual standpoint, like a truly objectively spiritual standpoint, again, we're saying the same thing. So I'm going to do my best to stand in the gap and kind of interpret what Ron is saying, because once again, I've had the privilege to have a few conversations with him, so I can understand his viewpoint. So I'm gonna try my best to kind of, like I said, interpret, okay, kind of give y'all what he means, probably in a more palpable way. Doesn't mean I'm not going to challenge. I'm still going to challenge, and vice versa. He should. That's healthy. But I'm still going to do the best I can to get across to people who may not agree Ron's approach, because it's very callous, and some can even say the same thing about me. But I'm gonna just do my part, okay? And before we do that, let me give y'all the disclaimer real quick. Okay, now where we at, girl? Let me get this. I should have been pulled this up. Here we go. Copyright disclaimer: under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, we're going to give that, commentary, we're going to give that, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing, okay? With that being said, Ron, I also give you the permission to use any of my commentary in reference to my commentary to you, okay? If you want to use it in your videos, I give you full permission. use them how you want to in reference to telling your story. I'm for that. Because I'm gonna be doing the same thing with yours. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's get into Ron's commentary. Let's get it.
Who is my focus tonight? Colored people. And when I say colored people, I'm talking about black people, Hispanics, who else? Anybody who feels as though there is a systemic racism going on in America that is keeping white people ahead and keeping everyone else who isn't 100% pure European white in the dust, in the shadows. We can't do anything in life until white people do what they have to do first. For people who think like that, I'm going to piss you off in this video. I understand that I have a very straightforward, radical, as some people may view it, way of delivering my message, but this is my thing. I'm not really here to educate people. I'm really here to just simply say the facts and say the truth, because there's a lot.
No shade, Ron. Education. You education. You need education. You have to educate people. You trying to That's a part of fact, bro. You gotta educate. That's why people are doing the same thing, because there is no education. Okay, and listen, I want y'all to sound off in the comment section, because I'm here from in my viewpoint. Because when it comes down to Ron, I'm going to be the devil's advocate. And so funny, I'm gay, so gay agenda, devil's advocate, to kind of play on the side of a Democrat, even though I don't support the political system, at least where it is right now. Maybe when we get some new motherfuckers in there, some younger motherfuckers with life force, not these old ancient ass dinosaurs, girl, who is goddamn one motherfucking athlete's feet away from passing away, girl. Now maybe when we have some younger people in there who have some more progressive ideas that suits the time, because once again, no tea, no shade. There's a newer generation, girl, and the older ones they're getting ready for departure, girl. No shade. This is their time to live in their motherfucking golden years, living their best goddamn life, sipping pina coladas and shit in Florida or somewhere nice, and being nice to people so that when they die, they can get into heaven, girl. Let the younger people come in. So, with that being said, I want y'all to sound off in the comments. I'm here to deal with the emotional aspect, because that, for me, is the biggest issue that we deal with. We throw facts all around all the time, but when we're included in these facts, girl, and these facts makes us feel like feel some type of way, then we make up all these excuses. No, I feel like, and I told y'all, that's why I say self-love, in my opinion, is imperative. Because there are some things that Ron is going to say that I do agree with. Because again, I had conversations with him on the back end, and all the shit that this motherfucker went through. Now, no tea, no shade, but all facts. There are people who went through worse than him and have made it, but nonetheless, he's made it. And this newfound identity has revitalized his life in a way that maybe a lot of us will not be able to understand. I can. Because from a spiritual standpoint, and we even have spiritual conversations, he's seeing it from a different type of way. But I guess his way of expressing that is through the Republican Party. So again, I'm here to be the conduit. I'm here to challenge myself. I'm here to challenge him. And I'm also here to challenge y'all. This is what we need. We need to do this. And once we work through the emotional shit along with the factual shit, baby, that's when real shit happens. That's when real shit changes. And again, we have to access and connect to other people's humanity. Okay? And Ron feels like he's tapped into that in his own way. And on top of that, I will never take that away from him. Listen, he can say what he want to say. I'm learning to not be triggered by what he says. Because if you know who the fuck you is, girl, you're not going to be so easily triggered by shit. I'm not going to say still not call shit out, but girl, not be so emotionally unstable to where we can't really see clearly. Because a lot of us do that too. Okay? Let me read some of these comments real quick. Girl, that's why I'm so glad I did not schedule that come up motherfucking review, girl, because I don't know how long we're going to be doing this shit for. Angela says, I agree. I don't identify as Democrat currently. I'm very liberal in my social life, but financially, I'm pretty progressive and even more so conservative. But see, that's the thing. Like, that, see, there's nothing wrong with, that's what I feel like we all should have an amalgamation, an understanding of everybody's standpoint and see what suits us. Here it is. Angela, your ass is over here a goddamn hybrid in a sense. You are very liberal, and according to America, that will be Democrat. But when it comes to your money, you're pretty progressive and more so conservative, which is Republican. So you see how there's a mix of that? That should be how the American people is. Let's take the best of each. Let's learn and face and deal with the worst of us and address the best of us and focus on that. So easy. We know what? That's a lie. That's a lie. It's not easy. Because when it comes to loving yourself, that's one of the hardest things to do, especially when a lot of us have grown up not feeling that way. Even though I came from a two-parent household and my mother and father was still in my life and they about to celebrate 40 years next year, I still dealt with homophobia. I still dealt with some sort of oppression in my life. And that shit bled over into my dating life, how I view other gay people, all this stuff. But when I started looking at myself and loving myself, I can't really get mad at other people because people are just operating in what it is that they know at that time. It's a lot of shit. And once again, if we learn how to work through this shit, we would be gagging at the similarities that we have. And baby, when that real guilt come through, we're going to have to really deal with that because it's going to be like, damn, we could have been doing this shit the whole time. The whole time. We could have been doing something different, girl. Instead of arguing. And look how many people have died. Look how many lives have been destroyed because of this type. Okay, girl. Angela says, on a financial level, I get black people being conservative, but it's siding with people who have made and are continually making laws and judgments that make it hard for him to exist. Now, no tea, no shade. Off, I ain't gonna say all facts. I'm just gonna say no tea, no shade. Because I'm gonna be as fair as I can, girl. There's still a part of me. I understand what Ron is trying to do. Because once again, Ron is radical. He wants to be a openly gay candidate. Now I have my own conflictions with that, and I even challenged him on that as well. And um, I'll just say that there are some things in the works between he and I that hopefully are going to be very soon. So, we'll be able to talk about that more on a public level. But the way that Ryan looks at it, girl, let's get into the video, girl. Let's get to the video, girl. Let me shut the fuck up. I told you, spiritual, girl, when it's spiritual shit, girl, you gotta break shit down. That's why it be so much. Because we love dealing, a lot of us, and even me sometimes, there is some area in my life where I'm looking at something in the surface level, and there are going to be people that are going to come into my life to educate me to look at the depths of it. But I'm grateful for that. I'm learning to be grateful for that. And I feel like if we learn to be grateful of that, seeing the God in other people, even if they don't see the God in me, bitch, I see the God in you, girl, because I see it in myself. When you know it in yourself, girl, you're not, at the end of the day, you know you got it. Because no tea, no shade, but all facts. The facts of all facts, girl. The lands across all of the motherfucking lands, bitch. Spiritual land, Christian land, conservative land, liberal land, all the lands, girl. Our first and most imperative job, girl, is to find it for ourselves and make sure that we align, girl. That we free. And no tea, no shade. Shout out to the individuals who are walking free in a system that does not validate them to where they could possibly lose their life. Okay, girl, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
lot of misinformation going on the Democrat side. And my issue isn't with black Democrats. My issue is with white Democrats who are feeding black people and all colored people this idea that, oh, you need government handouts, you need Medicaid, you need food stamps, because simply these Republicans want to snatch all that away from you. So we need to, keep feeding you this idea that unless us white Democrats are in power, in positions of power to control America, then there is no fate for you.
I mean, you got the first sort of mainstream African American who is articulate and bright and clean and a nice looking guy. I mean, that's a storybook, man.
He's going to let the big banks once again write their own rules. Unchain Wall Street. They're going to put you all back in chains.
I'm going to call anybody who believes in white supremacy, systemic racism stupid, because it simply is a stupid idea. If we take another black person and if we take me and put the same white person, let's just use Donald Trump. If we put Donald Trump in a room with me and a BLM radical leftist, why is it that the radical leftists will automatically view everything that happens in this exchange as racist, whereas me, a Filipino African American, because again, you know what? Fuck these black people and these ideas, the Democratic black people. Fuck these black people trying to tell me who I can and cannot be. I'm also Filipino. I'm not just black, and I'm not finna sit here and just keep dismissing my Filipino side to fit this narrative that, you know what, I'm black, and for me to be accepted, and then to be even accepted as black, there's all of these levels to it, to where, oh, if you do this more than this, then you're more blacker than I am, because your level of blackness is on here, my level of blackness is on here, because I'm half Filipino, or because I speak well, or because I have a driver's license. I really don't know. It's like black people have this thing where whoever is the most oppressed in life and can come up as quick and obtain this crabs in a bucket mentality, that means that you are truly the blackest of all blackness, and we should respect you. No way, Jose.
I want to talk to you.
Okay, let's speak to that real quick. Again, like I said, I'm going to interpret what he is saying, because again, I've had a conversation. That's one thing that I have been finding very interesting. And once again, shout out to Ron. I think it's Mimes or Means. I get the last names wrong all the time. My apologies. Please charge it to my head, not my heart, Ron. But one of my supporters that comments a lot and really asks a lot of questions, I really be appreciated, be engaging. Ron said that he noticed that there are a lot of people who are biracial who are having a very hard time understanding the black experience. Even though low key, no tea, no shade, but all facts, they had some nigga energy type shit happen to them. I think Candace Owens didn't grow up with a father, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, please correct me. Just based off of previous information that I looked at. She didn't grow up with a father, which is why I believe she's stressing so hard about how important it is for the black father to be in a household, but yet is forgetting the fact that there are things that have happened historically. And I know people don't like history, but if we're going to properly analyze stuff, we have to look at history in order to build context and nuance to try to figure out why is this issue so important that it needs to be in the forefront of our minds. I got enough shit going on in my motherfucking life. I got my own personal life. I got all this other shit going on. I'm trying to live and do shit. And even though my life may have this illusion of being better on the outside, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, things that I can hide from everybody else, things that I can put away in front of people. Once I take that mask off, girl, I'm going through shit as well. So we all going through something. We've all been through something. I get that. I understand that. But once again, when we properly analyze things, and we should, especially if we are overall American people above all else, we should, because they're American, right? So when you give the context and nuance, it builds up a Because when people like Black Lives Matter, LGBT experiences, women's rights, all these things that seem to be very scary and different from the norm now, we have the burden of proof to explain why we feel we should be, girl, I'm gonna say this, included. That's all. Included. Included. We have the ultimate burden of proof, but we keep bringing receipt after receipt after receipt after receipt after receipt. And I'm talking about continuously consecutive shit. For example, during slavery, girl, there were slave memoirs, slave stories, people who went through the shit and gave their own accounts of what happened. Then we got into the era of radio, and black people utilized radio in order to explain what the black experience unfortunately has been like. Then came the television, girl. And black people use it as a way to say, okay, well, let us now show you what's going on. And we live in the era now where everybody has a computer in their hand. Everyone. Well, not everyone, the majority. There's some people that's off grid. No Tino Shade. Shout out to them, girl. Because if America keep acting like that, girl, I'm going to go live in some mountains somewhere, girl. Fuck all this shit, girl. Fuck it. Y'all can have the system, girl. I just want my peace and happiness, bitch. But we live in an era where we have low-key television too, but a computer in our hands right here, right now, to where shit can happen somewhere over in goddamn China, and millions of people will receive the news in a matter of minutes. You can't control that type of speed. There isn't enough people trying to manipulate stuff to control. That's why they have to scrub things away, girl. That's why they have to hush certain things, girl. And you've had these people whose experiences have said this collectively. Now, Ron, no Tino Shade. Ron explained to me that he did not have any racist experiences from white people that he felt. But he felt a lot of resistance, even in reference to his sexuality, coming from the side of him that he was trying to get to know and affirm, that probably didn't know how to affirm him because of him being mixed. In a sense, he's automatically born in this way to have it a little bit easier in the system. That's why the issue of light skin and dark skin is very important, because you have darker skinned people saying it's harder for them. And then when we look at history, once again, building context and nuance and bring it to the present to see if what y'all saying is true, girl, it's there. Even me, I am an openly gay man. White people will find me less threatening, and especially that I can articulate myself as well. A lot of white people will find me non-threatening, as opposed to a darker skinned black man who may speak Ebonics, who may speak hood language, but is still a human being. They will automatically judge him, not even give him a chance to prove his fucking self. But me, I can go in, I can, once again, because I live in this system, code switch. To where I can go into jobs that are predominantly white, spaces that are predominantly white, and still hold my own. But at the same time, because I am African American, and also because I've healed from a lot of my trauma, I still have, look, there's going to be new traumas, new healing, girl. I'm not saying I'm better than, I'm just saying, girl, in my life, I know I've evolved. You have too. I'm just speaking from my experience. I know going into those spaces and even being in those spaces, I still felt the energy of it. Because a lot of times it don't have to be overt and in your face. It could be stares. It can be so subtle. That's the thing, girl. We gonna dig into that. Shout out to, I love Angela. Come on, Angela. That's what, Angela. First of all, I appreciate you being here. Second of all, I love that you engage with me in this conversation. Even though you throw your shade. Angela, sound off in the comments, girl. If you mad, be mad. This is a safe space. Okay? She said, okay, she can go. You can feel how you feel. No need to name call while sitting there with that poodle wig on your head. Not poodles with a fucking wig on her head. Girl. Yeah, sitting here looking like motherfucking broccoli with cheese on it, bitch. Broccoli head ass nigga. I'm just playing. Um oh so he not qualified to speak on it then. And that's no shade. I will say this though. And I can understand Ron's side because it's like even I guess for him it's like, okay, even though I'm mixed, I'm still black. And if we look at history in the system, you have one drop of blackness in you, girl. You automatically mulatto, girl. You ain't even white no more. White people are like, oh no, girl, it's tainted. Not all white people, girl, just the supremacist type of white people, girl. Just like there are supremacists, I'm gonna say the supremacist energy, girl, that express through a lot of whiteness. Okay. So he's trying to understand, like, he wants to understand his blackness, but because his experiences have been different, and because he looks different, because you can kind of tell about the eyes, no shade. He say, especially when he smoke weed, girl, he would look like very much, hello, how you come here, thank you. You said what? I feel sorry for your mother. Let me stop. What you say about my mama, nigga? Let me stop. Let me stop. But he's trying to access that side, and he felt a lot of resistance from that. And another part that played in it was homophobia, which in a sense, a lot of LGBT people could be like, girl, how can you sit up here and say that LGBT people are not experience homophobia, girl, but your ass experience homophobia from black people, girl? Do you see the convoluting that's going on, girl? Like, you still discriminated against. And I will say this, and this is where black people are going to be mad at me, because I understand. I'm going to say, listen, it's not an echo chamber conversation, girl. It's not. Girl, I had a dope ass nigga in my motherfucking life, girl, that was so motherfucking real, bitch. It was like, girl, let me go see how real I am, girl. No shade. Bitch, let me go off into the wilderness, girl. Let me go do my own thing, girl. Whatever happens, happens, bitch. But, girl, when you see a motherfucker walk in realness, girl, it inspires you in such a way to where you start doing your own shit, girl. First of all, girl, you're not the only gospel. But at the same time, girl, the energy of love is being spread in other areas. And that's how I feel like it should be. Girl. Y'all gonna be mad at me too, but here's the thing though. And Ryan said this, and I do have to agree. Us as black people, we do not own the patent on discrimination. We don't exclusively own that. And we're gonna have to deal and sit in that. And it's going to be very hard because once again, girl, that's why I say self-love is important, girl. And if you look in history, girl, every time black people started loving themselves, girl, and started tapping into their creative side, girl, and started transcending shit or whatever, girl, there was always a immediate destruction of that, girl. We always skip over that part of history. That's why they don't want black people to learn their history, girl, because there's also moments where black people's like, girls, fuck this shit. We gonna do it ourselves. And I feel like we're at that point right now. But we also have to understand, girl, that we live in a system that's going to try to benefit from everybody because it's a capitalistic system. It's about money. And the capitalistic system don't give a fuck about the social aspect because it ain't making them money. And that's the fucking problem. The people in America are tired of having money made off of their motherfucking backs and not having the ability to experience what is known as the American dream, girl. No wonder so many people sell their goddamn soul, girl, because they want to get this false ass thing and the motherfuckers that got power, girl. Instead of them enjoying the power and loving themselves in the power, girl, they spending the power to keep oppressing people, girl. What the fuck? We don't own it, girl. And once we deal with that and do our self-work, we will understand and realize that we are not the only people oppressed. That the oppression has gotten bigger. It's not just black people. It's now LGBT people. It's women's liberations and women's rights and women's having the right to say, wait a minute, I am more than just sitting here, okay, girl, to just cook and clean and wash everything. And you talking about smiling and grin. You hand me the motherfucking pen. I hand you a pen to write the check. And come look at the check, nigga, and you ain't even paying my bills, bitch. And they mad because now it's the woman telling nigga, bitch, you better cook and clean, bitch. It's women out here that's saying I am more than just that. I am more than just cooking and cleaning and doing all this other shit and serving up some pussy to you whenever you want it. And I'm not even getting my damn nut. Y'all niggas got 3 pumps in you, bitch. And be stroking out, girl. Again, people are learning to love their independence. And there's a lot of people who are very powerful. Not powerful on their own merit, but they're powerful off of the manipulation of other people's energy collectively. And what I'm doing, I want to encourage other people to do. Challenge shit. And that's including me. I know I'm going to have to challenge some barbershop conversations, bitch, because there's been plenty of times my ass sat there and was like, girl, do I say something? Because first of all, bitch, if you fuck my hair up because I'm whooping your ass in reference to this conversation about LGBT, bitch, my hairline going to be fucked up. I'm going to shave the rest of my goddamn hair. I'm going to get a goddamn candle, bitch. And I'm a motherfucker umbubatu your goddamn ass, girl. Had the ancestors come through and fuck your shit up, bitch. Exchange your motherfucking hairline for mine, bitch. And I'm cool with that, girl. No tea, no shade. Okay, let me shut up, girl. I told y'all I would transmute some shit, girl. I would never take his. Girl, is that Pinot, girl? Oh, Fino. Okay. Background away from him, but at the end of the day, when people see him, they see a black man who's probably yeah, that's true. But once again, he never experienced racism outside of him that he was aware of. And even now, like, the nigga gets so much support from white people, no tea, no shade. As a black person, I can understand, who understands the black experience more so than he does. I understand why, girl. I understand why, girl. And I think the gag for a lot of us would be like, girl, why are you... A lot of people who are, I'll say, Democrat or liberal leaning, girl, to, again, playing devil's advocate. Hello. A lot of Democrats are sitting there and saying, girl, you sitting here supporting a goddamn... You talking about black people and Democrats fucking up black people? Because they are, girl. Somebody got to deal with the niggas. Somebody got to deal with them, girl. Somebody got to deal with them, girl. It may not be them, but somebody got to do it, girl. That's why you're like, okay, girl, let's go down here and do some shit, bitch. Okay? But here's the thing, girl. A lot of black people or a lot of Democratic people or whatever, liberal people will sit there and say, Ryan, you're supporting a Republican Party, which historically, girl, if there was so much inclusion, girl, it would show. That's the gag. Oh, that's the gag, girl. But when you look at it historically as well and in the present moment, girl, what they have helped to do to black people historically, girl. Of course, a lot of them are going to, girl, you didn't have a father. No, she no shade, girl. And he shared this information, girl. You ain't had your father in your life, girl. Your father did some nigga shit to you, girl. No tea, no shade. You think you the only one, girl? Let's talk about 50 Cent's son, girl. And no, rest in peace to your father. No tea, no shade, no disrespect, girl. But we had this conversation too, girl. Look at 50 Cent, girl. Look at 50 Cent's son, girl. Nigga taking money and spelling out, I miss you, daddy. Come spend time with me with hundreds. I would pay you to spend time with me. A black man with money. Paying his damn father to be with him. And his daddy straight up motherfucking, this is a big rich town. Bitch, you too busy doing other shit, girl. Are you kidding me? Candace Owens had some nigga shit happen to her. And girl, Herschel... Christian Walker, daddy do some nigga shit too, girl. Don't give a fuck about his son like that. Wrote a whole book and trashed his damn son, girl. And no tea, no shade. I would kind of understand where the hell Herschel coming from, girl. Especially if my son over here with this goddamn extremely light makeup on, bitch, with these goddamn exotic contacts looking like a motherfucking stressed out ghost ass llama, girl. Girl. No tea, no shade, girl, bitch. Even though I would fuck Christian Walker, bitch, I would, girl. I would give him some good dick, bitch. He ain't never had no black dick, girl. Get him some black dick, girl. Touch, and I got a curve too, girl. Tap into that, cause there's some people out there who use sex in the proper way, girl, in a healing way, bitch. Okay. I'll Captain Hook that motherfucking nigga, girl, and bring that soul back. That nigga will know how to cook fried chicken, bitch. All the stereotypes, girl, he with it. Fuck some melanin back in him, bitch. He over here looking like a goddamn skeleton, girl. White Walker faced ass, bitch. But again, all these people have some sort of issue with their father, girl. So of course they're gonna, in a sense, use you, because it's like, girl, now we have this person right in front of them, girl. Black people, what are you talking about? He didn't have his dad and he could still grow up. Meanwhile, girl, white people will flex on black people saying, girl, oh, at least I know who my father is, bitch. Do you understand that, girl? Jesus is on the man. And I understand why they killed him now, Lord. Because when you start talking like this, girl, this when the shit get dangerous, girl. Because when you start making enemies the illusion of enemy, and you see them as your friend for real, girl, oh, they don't like that shit, girl. They don't like that shit, girl. They want us to continue to fight and go back and forth and fuck you, fag, fuck you, narrow, fuck you, tramp. Keep doing this dumb shit. Yeah, keep doing it, girl, because they gonna make money off of it, bitch. Or they gonna make, because it's a capitalistic system, girl. Somebody got to do money, girl. You think we're gonna do the work, girl? We too busy motherfucking sipping $100,000 mimosas and eating $5 million steaks, bitch, on a spaceship on Mars, girl. Angela, I believe he does, girl. Any motherfucker that got that, girl, he's the way that, girl, no tea, no shade. This me being, girl, I'm just me being funny. Girl, Christian Walker ass. Does he have good? Girl, I feel like he do, because he be giving this illusion of being very loud and scary to where I think he's scaring off men, girl. He even felt like he scared off his own goddamn father. Jesus is on the main line. Hell yeah, that motherfucking shit is probably too tight, girl. You know how cats, when they be in heat, girl, we got a cat right now, we got her fixed. But before then, when her ass was horny, bitch, it'd be 3 in the morning, you hear this bitch. And then, if she know that you don't hear her, and I'm up there ignoring her, because she'll do it in front of my door. She don't even know I'm gay. Even the goddamn animals, even the feminine energy and cats want to do some shit. Girl. And then when she feel like you don't hear her, girl, she get ignorant and she draw it out. She go from, yeah. I'd be like, bitch, if you don't go sit the fuck down somewhere. Girl, maybe it's a good thing my ass, girl, ooh, girl, we free. Ooh, girl, should I say it, girl? Because that might be considered racist, girl. But I feel like, shout out to Lisa Lampanelli, girl. I love Lisa Lampanelli. She's a white woman that say the most racist shit in the world, but don't nobody give a fuck. We just be laughing, girl. Because we understand it comes from a comedic place. She making fun of everybody, bitch. And if you going to make fun, all I'm saying is, girl, if you going to make fun of motherfuckers, girl, include yourself. That's it, girl. If you're going to play this game, let's just even it out. People are afraid of that. Girl, I was about to say, girl, should I say it? See, look at me being nice and trying to think. Ron ass don't give a fuck, bitch. Girl, when we be having conversation, girl, Ron be reading. I be crying. I be like, oh my God, bitch. Ron be reading, bitch. I'm like, girl. That's the gay side. We connected on the gay side, girl. The gays read, bitch. That's how you also build camaraderie, girl. That's a part of the fucking culture, unfortunately. But still, girl, hold your own, bitch. Girl, this is conversations I like, girl. See how we working through this shit? We laughing and shit. We diffusing the energy and shit. And it gotta be serious all the time, girl. It's a balance. Because at the end of the day, girl, we all live on planet fucking Earth and we all live in America. We all live in America, girl. Every single one of us. We're not exempt, bitch. It's even motherfuckers, girl, that's not even living in America. Lance Scurv, who's still talking about shit in America and can still feel that energy, girl. Because at the end of the day, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, bitch, but against principalities and spiritual wickedness in high places, girl. This is an energy thing, girl. Step your spiritual shit up, bitch. And that's for everybody, including me. And girl, when you walk in love for real, girl, you gonna try as best as you can, girl, to let hoes know what's up. Shout out to Harriet Tubman, girl. That's my motherfucking spirit animal, bitch. Her motherfucking ass sat there and said, girl, fuck this shit. I'd rather die. They gonna try to do it anyway, girl. They doing it slowly, bitch. I'm giving my life force away, girl. I can't even have time to rest and recoup and get myself together, bitch. I'm developing all type of illnesses in my body, girl. And then I'm passing that shit down through generational curses energetically, girl, to my motherfucking children, bitch. And you wonder why shit is happening, girl, because ain't nobody listening. But that's why there's always people in the world who will, bitch. And they always will, girl. And see, a lot of motherfuckers finna gag, bitch, because it's a spiritual thing, girl. And when spirit come in the chat, spirit don't care how much money you have, what your status is, what your title is, girl, who you know, who you don't know, girl. Spirit gonna say, bitch, I said what I said. Yup, girl, it's gonna be a lot of gagging, girl. And it ain't just the gays. If anything, bitch, you might want to talk to the gays about gagging, girl. Because at least they can use the gagging part for a betterment, girl. When shit hit the fan, no wonder a lot of motherfuckers want to do all type of fucky, considered freaky deaky ass shit and try shit, girl, because they really busting nuts to not be scared no more, girl. They stressed the fuck out. Bitch. Okay, girl. I need to get back with the program. Now that I agree with, we are not the only ones who discriminate. Yeah. A lot of black people don't care, though. There are some black people who are in such a victim consciousness that they can't see it for other people. And no tea, no shade. There are other groups of people who have, girl, that's why it's important to understand. There are in reference to black people, there are black people who are saying, like myself, that I can definitely see, and even my parents and people around me can fucking see, girl. And even though I'm choosing to fly above, flying above the shit, I still can look down and see what the fuck going on, girl. Historically speaking, girl, black people have been discriminated against and have not been given back what was taken from them. Meanwhile, those individuals, I don't want to say the word because, girl, they will shut your shit down, girl. Bitch, and they took a billionaire down to a millionaire, girl. Them hoes do it to me. They would just be practicing, bitch. Okay? No shade. Girl. Girl, I am a key, but a spiritual key. Girl, those individuals in reference to the Holocaust, girl, their pain was justified, acknowledged, affirmed, and then rectified. Even LGBT people are having rights and all this stuff and given this stuff, which is really to include them, girl. But still, they're being included, and black people are saying we have not been included in the ways that other people have, girl, with the help. And no tea, no shade, girl. I know Ryan want to sit up here and believe that racism doesn't exist and white supremacy doesn't exist and you won't get reparations and shit. Hold on, wait a minute. The forefathers historically said, girl, that they owe slaves 40 acres and a mule. Everybody else got their shit but black people. That's facts. Since we're also talking about facts. Right? And a lot of the wealth that is being expressed and used and flaunted in such ways, some of that do belong to the black community, especially since black people's blood, sweat, and tears is all up and through this motherfucking land, girl, historically speaking, girl. Historically speaking. Black people have always been creative because black people are emotional people. And when you tap into that emotion, baby, you tap into some very interesting shit. And that's facts, girl. Because when you look at the history of black people, girl, they what, girl? And that's some of the shit they don't want your ass to know, girl, because they don't want you to know about that knowledge and love yourself enough to be able to tap into that shit, girl. But when you see shit like Lovecraft, and when you see a little bit of that subtle shit popping up in P Valley, girl, with that mystical ass shit and spiritual ass hoodoo voodoo shit, girl, if you hoes don't get into that, because no tea, no shade, but all facts, you're going to have people that's going to utilize that for evil, of course. There's always going to be evil ass hoes. But you say I love mixed men, don't attack my mixed men. I'm not attacking. I'm just speaking facts on certain things, and we have to. Oh, Monica, hey, Monica. Shout out to Monica. Monica, I don't know how you feel about this mixed man, girl, because this mixed man has some very interesting stuff on your experiences. And shout out to Monica, baby, because let me tell you something about Monica, girl. One thing that I appreciate about Monica, girl, Monica said, bitch, at this point, girl, if they fuck with you, girl, make sure they never forget your ass, girl. Blow these niggas' heads off, girl. Baby, Monica speak with such passion, girl, to where it be like, girl, fuck all, girl, fuck all that, girl. Kill them. Monica said, bitch, I ain't got time for these hoes to understand where the fuck they need to come from, girl. If they fuck with me, girl, I'm not gonna be doing all that. They should have learned all that shit when it was hoes telling them that shit. But now they really finna know. Because Monica, baby, she said, bitch, if you hoes run up on me, girl, it's going to be a different type of motherfucking narrative, girl. Instead of these horrible things that have happened to a lot of our trans sisters, it's going to read different, girl. Trans woman survives attacks of 5 niggas by blowing all their heads off. And what's so sad, what's so very, very sad is the fact that it shouldn't have to take shit like that to happen in order for shit to change. Because once the LGBT community start learning how to defend themselves, girl, it's going to be like, now y'all want to talk? It takes us having to literally fight and whoop y'all ass too. And gag y'all too. There's been so many damn hood fights where it's been niggas fighting LGBT people, and them LGBT people was beating that ass, bitch, to the point to where after the fight, them heterosexual homophobic niggas said, bitch, at this point, I gotta respect you, bro. You whooped my ass. And at that point, that kind of is a little high. So, you know, when we done this shit, now they cleaned up, I'ma hit you up on Jacked or Grinder with no face of shit, and we gonna do some shit. And we live in a time now where it's motherfucking feminine men and trans women who are still pre-op and just living their life, girl, that's gonna say, girl, not only did I beat that ass, girl, you gonna let me beat that ass too, girl, when I come over. Bitch, you gonna be the one dushing, bitch. You gonna be the one motherfucking making sure you clean, girl. And I'm gonna need you to bite the motherfucking pillow, bitch, and arch that ass real good, girl, so I can motherfucking long stroke your ass, bitch. Girl, they not ready. They not ready. Shout out to Monica, though. But let me shut up. Let me, girl. That's why I love this conversation, girl. I can transmute some shit. Okay, let me just read a few more things, and then we're going to continue with the conversation. Angela said that part. Look at Tulsa. Look at the music industry. The fashion trends, the dance world, every time we start doing it, it's taken from... Exactly. No shade. Girl, Beyonce got motherfucking what's name on there, girl. Release your trade. Release your trade. Release the trade. Release the film. You know you verse. Release your verse. The universe is very verse, girl. Girl, them bitches, girl. Even Drake taking the bounce thing, girl. That's the thing, girl. That be the gag, girl. And then when the individuals that are being exploited say, girl, hold on, wait a minute, bitch. Hold on. Wait a minute, girl. Wait. Girl, I'm about to make my own money, girl. Fuck being your accessory, girl. Cause a lot of these, there are a lot of, it's so much shit, girl. It's so much insecure shit going on, girl. It's a lot of women that be intimidated by feminine gay men and even masculine, just gay men in general, girl. And motherfucking trans women, girl, be intimidated, bitch. Because they be like, oh, girl, we cool and we fun and we all this other type of shit until it's time for some sex for some men's, girl. And then when you be gagging at the men's, you won't really want us, girl. You what? Shout out to everybody that are having these difficult ass conversations, girl. I'm just trying to do my own version of it in other ways, girl. Okay? Train them up and send them out. That's what you do when it comes to love, girl. This is what it means to go therefore and teach all nations, girl. And I feel like that means in love. And people don't have to accept it, girl. I got it. And you can get it too. Because no tea, no shade. Ron asked, despite how he expressed his freedom, he feels free in his own way. To where he is saying, I'm not going to allow these people. I think in a sense what Ron is probably saying is like, I'm going to show y'all that it don't even really matter what happened. If you're in a system that oppresses you, girl, if you put in the motherfucking work and just love yourself and believe it, you can make it up against all odds. So maybe Ron is trying to let other black people know who may be caught in that victim consciousness. Bitch, I done been through shit like you hoes, girl. And then when I try to connect to you motherfuckers, y'all don't even want to connect to me, girl. Y'all be reading me for some shit that I don't even understand. And when I do my research and shit about it and look at it, girl, it makes no sense to me because I haven't experienced it. So of course girl, what? But since y'all saying y'all oppressed and y'all fucked up, let me show you how low vibrating you guys are or how self-limiting you are, because guess what? Now my ass is going to go up against all these things that you say is impossible and show you what happens. No tea, no shade. But what Ron gonna have to understand, girl, it ain't just your ass. It's trans people, girl, who said, girl, I'm tired of being oppressed, girl. I'm gonna love myself and live my best life. And if any hoe got a problem with it, bitch, girl, clink, clink. We can talk about that too, girl. There are black people saying, girl, fuck this shit. I'm still going to live my best goddamn life and help other people do it as well. That's why there's people that go to college who enter into these systems of higher education and higher learning to even speak to the individuals over there that use classism as... Girl. Girl. Okay, let me shut up, y'all. Let's get back into the video. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Come on, Ron. You were saying what?
About something that I got into like an argument with people today, and it was over the idea of mixed people and black people. And let me tell you something. Mixed people are not black. And I'm tired of people referring to them as black.
One thing that people love to talk about.
No shade, they are black. They are black. And I think what a lot of black people have to understand is that, and even mixed people have to understand, is that, historically, girl, this shit ain't new. It's not new. Historically speaking, there have been black people who have been fairer skinned, who were able to pass in a system and make it easier for them. Which is why you even have black people who try not to raise their kids in the stereotypical black way, girl, and they still have to live in a system that will still judge them. As if though just because they're in a suit and a tie and they're working a blue-collar job and they're in these multi-million-dollar organizations and companies, girl, it does not mean that they are exempt and they don't explain racism too, because you have people that are still in those situations, girl, who still get judged and they have to work twice as hard to prove that, girl. Jesus is all. But see, Ron's trying to share his plight about being mixed, girl. But here's the thing, Ron, and for everybody else, if we deny other people, people gonna deny your ass. That's how fucked that. I mean, that's simple, but it's fucked up. That's why we have to learn to understand each other and see the humanity in each other, because you are trying to get black people to understand one thing, but you also are speaking from a place of like, y'all won't even accept me. Y'all automatically outcast me too when I try to come in and try to educate you. And Ron ain't the only one. I have somebody very close in my life right now who I did consider him my one of my students, but I don't even like looking at student and teacher shit like no more. He's my fellow brother, fellow king, who's learned his own shit, Aries. And I did a live with him speaking from an Afro-Latino experience. And he grew up in Guatemala and then came from Guatemala to America. And before he left, he said his grandma told him, oh, don't be around black people in America. They're horrible and they do all this shit and whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. And then guess what? He comes to America. He ends up having experiences with black men romantically and trying to, befriend them and stuff. And black people have told Aries that he's not black enough. Even though he looks that, he don't understand the culture. And a lot of the black culture has been pain. To where now you have the younger generation rapping and shit, and if you listen to the lyrics, they're rapping about their life, and a lot of them be depressed and sad and just want to have their mama and daddy in their fucking life and to love them, girl. so I can understand his side. But when we start just going in on motherfuckers and y'all dumb and y'all stupid and y'all, that's why I don't say dumb and stupid. That's why I even say I can be ignorant on stuff because I don't know everything. And it's very difficult to try to be as objective and as neutral as you can. It's hard. But see, those who are aware enough will even challenge themselves so that they can be in the middle. Because somebody got to be in the middle. Somebody got to be in the middle to understand. But also, too, Ron, historically, light skin, dark skin, all that type of shit, that also started in slavery. Dark skinned slaves were outside, light skinned slaves was in the house. You don't think that it was motherfucking dark skinned slaves that was jealous of light skinned slaves? They was out there getting their ass whooped. This is history. This is not made up. These are people's actual accounts. So hell yeah, if you getting your ass whooped and you gotta meet this certain type of cotton quota girl and your ass see a light-skinned motherfucker going into the shade, being in the house, being near the master, being closer to the master than me. But at the same time, a lot of the light-skinned people in the house experience horrors as well. Like getting fucked by the headmaster or slave master. And now the motherfucking wife, the white woman, is in competition with this mixed or light-skinned bitch. And now, when the master doing the shit outside, her ass inside, oh, you think you can fuck my husband, bitch? You think your mulatto pussy is better than mine, bitch? You think you're gonna get rid of me, bitch? Just because he gave your ass a small house on the outskirts of the slave shit, bitch? And you being here all the time, and the only time he call you out there, girl, is when he ready to fuck, girl. And on top of that, and since I know that my motherfucking man is cheating, bitch, I go out there and get me some black man dingo dick, bitch, when he be fucking you. So, bitch, guess what? He impregnating, bitch. Do you not see how the pain didn't perpetuate some shit? Now her ass mad at her damn husband, bitch, because she fucking on this mulatto bitch, this light-skinned bitch in the house, girl. She go out there and start fucking these black niggas, girl, with that good, long, thick dick. I'm talking about the Lexus K. Tyler make you slap somebody. I'm talking about soul crying, girl. I'm talking about, girl, they busting your root chakra open, girl. And your whole alignment, girl. You having all type of spiritual epiphanies and orgasms that your husband never gave you, girl. To the point to where it's like, bitch, fuck me raw, girl, and nut all up in me, girl. Now she pregnant. And guess what? She give birth to a mixed baby. So it's okay for master to do it, but when the wife do it, it's a problem. And guess who gonna deal with the brunt of it? Where's that big dick nigga that fucked my goddamn wife? And guess who gets the back end of it, girl? There are so many stories, girl. See, that's why And girl, I love weed. Weed is a spiritual thing foremost for me. It helped me to be the person that I am now. But that's why weed has so many benefits. Because sometimes I have to be in an altered type of state to be like, girl, what the fuck going on? Why is we doing this dumb shit? Angela. I ain't horny. Because let me tell you, if I was horny, I would be out here doing shit. Because I would rather Ron tell you. But girl, Ron had his rendezvous. Ron had his rendezvous too, girl. I can't wait till Ron start. And I told him, I said, nigga, tell your story. Start telling your story, nigga. Start bringing some content. Bring your history. Let us know. And like, once again, I allowed myself to challenge my ego to hear his stuff and the shit that this nigga went through and the places he was in, girl. And no tea, no shade. We not going to sit up here and say that Ron ass is not attractive. Even though, girl, he looked like Frankenstein a little bit with these bumps across his face. It's alive. It's alive, girl. Proactive ain't doing it, girl. It's not clean. It's not clear. It's somewhat out of control, girl. Maybe Republican shit can even it. Maybe Jesus can even it out. No, not Jesus, because I already said Christians don't know Jesus, girl. Y'all just God supremacists. So God gonna be able to work it out, girl. But still, he is an attractive individual, girl. And he could have and have been given opportunities to use what he got to get what he want, girl. To be sitting up here, girl, and being unpopular assholes, girl, that only get likes on they pictures, girl, when they share their goddamn body, girl. He could have been the one getting flued the fuck out and getting paid to fuck, girl, and have a piece of their soul and humanity stolen from them. And he was an opportunities, girl, to where it's like, bitch, you talking about woke and broke, bitch. Girl, I could be woke and rich, bitch. He like, girl, there are niggas out there, girl. I look so good. There's niggas out there that's willing to take care of me. Goddamn acne scarred up and all. Motherfucking dramatic martial art kung fu. The 5 deadly venoms, eyebrows, having ass, and all. This motherfucking poodle ass on my head and all, girl. They still gonna want it, girl. And I wouldn't even have to cook and clean. All I have to do is just bust it open on this nigga, girl. Play into this nigga fantasy, girl. But I think that's why, that's at least I feel in my heart, and I feel like I know, that's probably why Ron has that type of heat for LGBT people, because it's like, bitch, a lot of you niggas over there doing that dumb shit, bitch. And I can't wait for Ron to start dropping his stories, girl, because no tea, no shade, Ron do speak some facts. I'm just like, nigga, bring your experiences to support the facts. But I want you to understand, girl, you're going to have to also understand other people's experiences too, boo. Because you're not the only one on planet Earth that's going through shit. Yes, I'm not with Ron 24/7. You are. Just like you ain't with me. You ain't with Angela. And a lot of us definitely, unfortunately, is not with Monica. And Monica's experience, if you still here, boo, shout out to my trans sisters of color who are not giving a fuck. Because again, we have to look at the statistics. I have a trans woman in my life that I talk to from time to time, like every few months or whatever. Her name is Kiki. She's a trans woman. Been through so much shit. So much shit. The stuff she done told me, I'm like, damn, I thought I had it bad. I thought I had it bad. The shit she went through, it's like, and you still here, girl? And that's why, even though, again, I don't subscribe to organized religion, girl, the Bible and all these books, I don't believe that the truth within itself. I believe that they're signposts to the truth. And if you look at all these books, there's always this one central character in every book, girl, that always tends to transcend some shit. And it even manifests into our own life where we have historical figures who have done that. Who have done it both on the what would be considered the high vibrating side and low vibrating side. But I want to focus on high vibrating because we need that balance. Who have done that. And Christ said, look, in the narrative, girl, because if there's anything in the scripture that my ass is going to motherfucking look at, bitch, is what Jesus said, girl, because he was the only motherfucker in that shit that was really doing it, girl. Everybody else's stories was just accounts of the divine, girl. Christ came into the narrative to teach your ass how to do it, girl. That's why I know Christ had to cuss, bitch. I know he had to cuss, girl. I know, and Harry Tubman did too, bitch. Get your ass in line, nigga. Yes. Christ said, girl, I know. That's why... See, y'all can do these mental gymnastics if you want to with yourself, but he said, I'm going to simplify it for you. If y'all can just do these two things, to love the Lord God with all your heart, mind, body, spirit, soul, the totality of all experiences and facets of yourself. And you also have to include yourself in that. That's why Christ was able to do so much, because he was always including himself. God is in you, so you have to love you too, to complete that circle. That's what I'm learning to do on my own. And it's scary, but it's also liberating to do that. And then to basically treat your neighbor as if you want to be treated. When you love yourself and you know who you are, you automatically start sharing that love. And you also are aware enough to understand that there are going to be some people who are just going to be so scared of you. They're so afraid they can't even articulate it. Which is why you talk about miscommunication. That's the miscommunication. Motherfuckers can't articulate what they're feeling and what they're experiencing. And have to be okay with that. And there are some people in the world who will be so scared of you that they will try to completely remove you from the equation. Now, I'm glad that Jesus did it and died for the shit so that, because, bitch, I'm on that Monica shit, girl. You fuck with me, girl, you gonna be stuck in limbo between heaven and hell, girl. And now that I'm learning to be a more spiritual bitch, and I haven't gotten to those levels yet, but I will when the time comes, girl. Bitch, you fuck with me, take your ass out, girl, and be waiting for your ass to project, bitch, while your ass is dead, girl. And before whatever come through to come get your ass, girl, I'm a dog walk your ass in the upside down world too, bitch. We ain't done with Stranger Things, girl. We still got season 5, the final season, girl. And that bald head bitch is back. Shout out to her. Bitch. Angela said, I grew up in the same city you did, and people told me I wasn't black enough either. Stuff was... Exactly. Even me. My experience with black people, the first time I heard the word faggot was in church. And I was in a black Baptist church. And my father was a deacon. And we was in the church, girl. We was known in the church, girl. We was known, bitch. Everybody would tell my parents all the time, oh, we just wish your children are so well behaved and so well mannered and all this type of stuff. Oh, I wish we could clone them. Girl, we just have that energy because no tea, no shade, girl. Even though we didn't have a lot of stuff growing up, especially in a certain area of our life, girl. Like there were times, girl, the winter would come, bitch, and our electricity was off. We couldn't pay no bills, girl. But instead of, oh my God, what we gonna do? Bitch, we all went into the living room, girl. We got some motherfucking plastic, put on the motherfucking windows, bitch. We always knew somebody that had some sort of something, girl. There was always a blessing in disguise somewhere, girl. One of my mom's friends would have an industrial size heater, girl, and we would have a motherfucking generator, girl. We would get some gas and put that generator. That bitch ran all motherfucking night, girl, in the motherfucking garage locked. Extension cord, girl, because we smart. We live in the hood, bitch. We know what niggas will do, bitch, but we still love. Girl, motherfucking be in the living room, bitch. Put some motherfucking, what is that shit called, bitch? Comforter sets up and all type of heavy bedding and shit up on the motherfucking doors and shit like that, girl. And all sleep in the room, girl, by candlelight, bitch, and laugh and tell stories and talk about love and how strong we are and pray and cry and do all this other type of shit, bitch. And make it through the goddamn shit, girl. Bitch. It ain't where you live, ho. It's how you live, bitch. That's called survival. And everybody's been doing that. Ron ass done survived. Angela ass done survived. Monica ass done survived. My ass done survived, bitch. We all some survivors. Survivors in my Whitney voice. Bitch. Dion told me you're not built to break. Girl, this edible good. Ooh-wee. But we all survive. And that's the thing I'm focusing on is the survival part. Girl, we got to get through this video, bitch. We are motherfucking... Where we at? Girl, we is nowhere near. Girl, we still in the beginning. We are 3 minutes into a motherfucking... Oh, girl. I need to shut up. Let me see. Oh, Lord. Ron is woken. Bro, Bub is woken. Hell no. Let me tell you something. The motherfucker that do be blessed with me, the motherfucker that is in my life to be my partner, bitch, all I'm gonna say is I hope you ready, girl. Bitch, they say big things come in small packages, girl. And bitch, all of my 20s, I ain't really had sex like that, girl. I was a demisexual, and I still feel like I am, girl. I can't fuck you. Excuse me, unless I have an emotional connection to you. Now, there's been some times where, girl, I attracted motherfuckers who was my type girl, and bitch, no tea, no shade, girl. I low key was doing some risky shit, girl. I can admit it, bitch. But it's like, girl, now that I'm 31 years old, I want some grown and sexy ass. I don't want just sex. I want love making, bitch. I want to feel your soul, bitch. Bitch, I want to be fucking you and telling you, bitch, I see my whole world with you, girl, and mean it. Bitch. With my ass set up, girl, we gonna smoke a blunt, bitch. We gonna order DoorDash, girl. And we gonna choose a place. It's gonna take about an hour and so, girl. Like, I love Bucharest. It take about 60 minutes. Put on this motherfucking slow jams, bitch. And bitch, girl, get all up in it, girl. Cause I don't like that pound. I don't like that, girl. I want to grind, bitch. Grind me. Slow wine on me, bitch. Show me that you appreciate me, bitch. Take your time on it. Matter of fact, this ain't even my dick. This your dick, girl. This yours. It's not even mine. Do what you want. And even though, yes, I could be dominant in certain areas too, bitch, I want to be able to, like Petey Pie a little bit said, bitch, lay back, relax, and enjoy my turn. Bitch, why don't you fuck me too, bitch? Why don't you grab this headboard with your left hand and with your right hand, girl? Choke me while you ride me, bitch. Show me. Do that shit with intention and purpose, girl, to make me be like, bitch, this nigga, girl, here's the ring, bitch, cause girl, here's the ring, girl, here's the deed, bitch, here's the keys to the house, girl, here's all this, girl. And it be in a conscious way where somebody can do that for you, girl. Because there are people in the world who are living happy-ass lives. There are couples all over the spectrum of experience and humanity, girl, that is getting old as fuck and watching their loved ones die, girl. My grandfather, girl, is one of those people, girl. Lost his motherfucking wife and best friend. And still be dealing with it sometimes. But was with her every step of the fucking journey. And it's Okay, girl. Okay, let me shut up. He might speak facts from time to time. Exactly. And the Republicans feel the same way about us, or just other people. We're like, yeah. But my thing is, can we focus on the right time, though? Let's focus on the right time, girl. Some people need us to slow down. Here come the other Ron. Shout out to Ron. This is the Ron I was talking about. This is the same type of gays that think they are different and better than us. Like I said to you before, these are people who are constantly clown on for being corny. Now they bully us through. So, social media. I can, in a sense, understand that. Because there are some Christian people who probably feel that same way about me. Oh, your church hurt. You're just mad as hell. White people might feel the same way about that. And in a sense, I feel like that's some of our karma too. Because like a lot of people, for example, like the whole Christian aspect of organized religion, girl, they've went for a very long time not being opposed and using the Bible as a shield and using certain scriptures as a shield and having these certain scriptures preached in the church as a shield to build up some sort of cardinal sin, because we have to judge somebody, but we don't want to be judged, girl. But then when those same people who were judged by the book actually read it, because no tea, no shade, girl, Iran is also a God supremacist. He said he's a God supremacist. He said that he's an individual that believes that God is first, the traditional family, even to some things to where he's willing to sacrifice certain things about his life to see a greater picture, girl. Like he's doing that, but he still don't want to give up his homosexuality, girl. I was like, girl, if you're going to do it, go all the way, girl. The fuck? Prove it to us. I mean, Jackie Hill Perry did, girl. Apparently, allegedly, Andrew Caldwell did too, girl. Why can't you do it, girl? So they can feel the same way, like we're using the Bible against them. Like now the people who were oppressors are now being oppressed. And they feel some type of way because it's like, no. I'm the Christian. I'm the one that's right. No, I'm the one doing what's in this book. I'm the one. But then when you look at the scriptures, okay, girl, are you, girl? Because once again, ain't just one sin, girl. There are multitudes of sins. I think there's either 676 or 767. I don't know. Hey, Queen D. Yeah, let me tell you something. My sleeping schedule all over the place. The universe, God's source, like, bitch, I'm gonna use you, and I'm just being used, bitch. Okay, thank the Lord. Okay, this is what live by faith. I feel like it is to me in my experience. But um, girl, what was I saying? Please don't let me lose my thought, Lord. I was talking good. Damn. That's one thing I'm learning too, girl. It be so much shit. I just be all over the place, and then this edible be slapping. Ooh. But what was I saying, girl? Damn, Zam. Ah, girl, what was I saying? Girl, it's probably the Lord like, bitch, shut up so they can watch the video, girl. You been up since 4:40. Look, my sleeping schedule be all. I was on that. I'm on that vamp life. Like I be up at night and be sleep during the day, and I'm grateful for like what it is that I do because I can do things remotely. You know what I mean? And I ain't the only one living here, girl. We got a nice like little situation going on in the house here with me and my sister, so you know things are becoming a little bit easier. You know, a little bit easier. You know, but girl, I'm talking about another laugh. But yeah, girl, my sleep schedule all over the place. Oh yes, thank you, D. Praise the Lord, D. Yes, the number of sins. Thank you. And I'm gonna shut up after this. I promise. Number of sins, girl. Girl, you in the book somewhere too, boo. You in there too. And like for example, people use Sodom and Gomorrah and say it was destroyed by homosexuality. Well, hold on, girl. It wasn't. Okay, if we're gonna play that game, okay, let's say it was homosexuals in the cities, girl. If you read the book and pay attention, girl. Thank you for weed, Jesus, because it help your ass slow down, God, and understand shit. There were no righteous people in that city to the point to where God was like, okay, bitch, girl, find me. Okay, girl, at least find me 10 motherfuckers, girl. Damn, y'all ain't got 10, girl. Well, can I leave 3? Girl, what? But all of a sudden, so God was giving hoes warning, and you're telling me the straw that broke the camel's back is when these men came out and said these angels and we want to know them, and y'all interpret know them as fuck. Girl. So it was a gay. So why didn't it, so if it was a gay thing, so why didn't the gays exclusively deal with it? Because remember, sots, Lord. I'm trying to say lot and salt together, girl. That's the universe on that Andrew Caldwell shit. Back up, Andrew, bitch. Lot's wife ass turned around and turned into a pillar of salt, and she was no lesbian. She was no lesbian. She was no lesbiant. She wasn't that. So again, if you look and read the scriptures even further, girl, it was destroyed because of inhospitality. They were greedy. They had too much. And they didn't motherfucking give to the needy. They were hoarding it. Sounds a little familiar. Yeah. But girl, these are coming from people who say they are Christians, girl, but have not read the entire Bible. And no tea, no shade. I don't blame them because I wasn't taught that. It was when I decided to step away from organized religion and decided to study to show myself approved, and then have individuals come into my life to help me to challenge myself and to even come with scriptures that I've never heard, to challenge me to look even further for myself, girl. It'd be like, wow, why didn't I learn this shit in church? And no tea, no shade, the church that I did go to in its lasting years, it's still going on now, but when I was going, the pastor at that time, no tea, no shade, but all facts, he was progressive. The stuff that I'm speaking of now, he was speaking of it. It's just that I didn't understand it at that time. And he low-key lost his mind, unfortunately, at one time. I think he had an ego death, and because he's not surrounded by people who fucking understand, girl, he was by himself. He lost control. And I already had my ego death, that ultimate ass transformational type of shit that the religion never prepared me for, girl. And I'm surprised I survived. But I'm realizing that same ego death is going to happen to me. Maybe not at that extent because I'm more aware now, but at the same time, it's happening to everybody around the world. People are having ego deaths through uncurable diagnosis, even though I believe anything can be healed, but just at that present moment, a diagnosis of something that's incurable. There are people who have ego deaths, girls, when they're in fucking car accidents and all this other type of accidental shit that happen, girl, that dramatically changes their lives, girl. It be so much shit, and we take shit for granted as if though it can never happen to us, girl, and then gag when it is us as if though we're special and we're unique and we're exempt. Okay, girl, let me shut up. Let me shut up. Let me shut up. Let me shut up. Let me shut up, girl.
Comes to systemic
Girl,
racism is his.
girl, if that's the case, we all going to hell, girl. In the words of T.S. Madison, girl, we all going to hell. Oh, and gays, you're not sin, you're an abomination. We ain't the only one, bitch. Again, girl, who bringing what, bitch? Don't bring the fire, girl. Bring the weed. We don't need no lighters, bitch. This goddamn hell reunion is sponsored by Big Lighters, bitch. We don't need no lighters. We don't need no music. Bring the weed, girl. I want to try hell weed, girl, because I heard it's made from goddamn sulfur, girl. You already can't breathe, girl, because they smoking hella weed down there. And I would admit, girl, if you in hell, bitch, you going to need something to help your ass deal with being murdered and regenerated and murdered and regenerated and murdered and regenerated for eternity, girl. Can I at least hit the blunt, bitch? God damn, girl. So, Ryan, we going to see you there, too. Everybody in the chat going to hell. We all going, D, what you bringing? D, what you bringing, girl? I need you to bring something. Miss Angela, I know you can cook, Miss Angela. I know you to bring something sickening. Spicy, I want you to bring something, too. Who else we got in the chat? The other Ryan, I want you to bring something, too. If you don't, you can buy it from the store. Miss Monica, I want you to low-key bring the guns and the Glocks and shit, girl, because we ain't staying in hell. Monica, we not. We gonna act like we in there, girl, and we gonna motherfucking stick it up, bitch. We gonna whoop ass, Monica, girl. So bring the Glocks, girl. Black Panther, I'm with you, girl. I'm with that shit, bitch. Hey, girl, don't fuck with me, bitch. Okay, Dalton Thomas, I want you to bring something. For the gays, I want y'all to go ahead. You said I'm bringing the yes, the Henny. Ooh, the Henny. And some shrimp. Yes, ma'am. And it's going to always be hot. It ain't no cold food, girl. You can cook it there while you're there. Bitch, for the gays, I want y'all to bring some fleet enemas, girl. Okay? You don't need no condoms, girl. You ain't gonna worry about it, girl. All this other shit, syphilis, all these diseases, girl, they gonna burn up in the fire, girl. So you already good, girl. They gonna be fucking you in the ass too, bitch. So you might want to bring your douche too, because them demons gonna be doing all type of shit to us, according to these interpretations, girl. They gonna be doing all type of shit to our assholes with pitchforks and shit, girl. We was already getting dicked the fuck down by huge ass logs and shit, and baby arms and shit, and all types of goddamn plunging and shit, girl. They was preparing us for these demons in hell, girl, with 22-inch cocks, girl. They're coming for all of us, girl. They're coming for the slut hoe bitches, girl. All of us. What time are you gonna do? I'm gonna do it after this, D's. I am. That's why I didn't schedule it, because I know with this type of shit, I'm going to be talking my shit for a minute. But I am going to do it. And shout out to you, D's. I'm going to have to eat another edible, girl. Maybe. Because I'm literally manifesting my life. The shit that I want to do, I'm literally doing it. Like, I told myself, I want to be up at night. And I want to talk to people at night, girl. Because people going through shit in their motherfucking life, girl. And they be struggling. These are the same people, girl, who be on the brink of motherfucking shooting up shit. Fucking shit up. Killing people, because girl, it's hoes killing a family, girl. It's hoes literally going into grocery stores and just shoot them motherfuckers, girl, because they're not being heard. They're being abused and used and not validated. And I'm doing my part in love, girl. So if it's on some bummy ass shit, girl, I'd rather be on some bummy ass shit, girl, because I don't even belong on planet Earth anywhere, girl. This not my real home, bitch. Girl, I'm here. It would be nice to be here for a long time, but I'm also here for a good time, girl, because I don't know when I'm gonna die. I don't know when. And that's not my job. But until then, I'm going to live, girl. Okay? Okay, let's get in.
History. Well, let's give you guys a quick rundown on history. A Democratic president is the one who brought Jim Crow laws into law.
Woodrow Wilson grew up in the South. By any measure.
Girl, here's the part that you missing, Ron, that you ain't seeing. He's a white man. A white man who believed in the idea of racism, girl. Just that's girl. The slaves, quote unquote, escaped the South to go to the North to have freedom, girl, and experienced it there too. Okay, let me shut up.
Woodrow Wilson was a racist. He introduced Jim Crow to Washington, D.C. At a time when it was just starting to loosen up, he brought it back.
Girl, my question is, where the fuck is your lips? Why you talking like an angry black mama and they normally talk with their mouth closed? You open it up. You gotta sit your ass down right now. And where the top teeth at, girl? No shade. Shout out to white people. Shout out to people with their original teeth in their mouth. Even though the states of it might be different. There's always improvement, girl, but still. Girl, where is your lips, girl? Oh my God, bitch. Damn. Like a black space. And you got them Pennywise, jagged ass teeth at the bottom, girl. Girl, this not to come up. Let me stop reading. Okay.
And it became, for all intents and purposes, the law of the land.
Jim Crow laws were started by a Democratic president. So the permanent holding back of people of color is because of Democrats. But yet systemic racism is built and ran off of.
Girl, but do you also understand, like, the programming that the Democratic Party, because I do, listen, that's why I said, girl, it's two different wings on the same fucking bird. Again, somebody got to deal with the oppressed people. Somebody got to deal with them. The campaigns in these past few years has been fueled by race to where even in Democratic things they have said, this is the fight of your life. This is the fight of your life. Of course, they're using their own experiences against them in a lie to say, we're going to help you. When historically speaking, on both Republican and Democratic side, that would have been the case, because if there was such a free type of expression of living for black people as a whole on the Republican side, you don't think that niggas wouldn't be over there? The one thing about black people is that we gonna talk. That's the part of a black culture. I mean, everybody does that, but I'm talking about black. Girl, we gonna talk. Do you not know of black Twitter? I'd be looking at black people be like, damn, we fast. Shit, bitch. Too bad it be niggas out here nutting fast just like these damn tweets be, but still, damn. Girl, black people would be talking. And yes, people were saying that Trump was given to HBCU. Is it? Yeah, historical black. Oh yeah. Yes, HBCUs was given. We thank God for that. I like that that is the case. And that in a sense, I feel like would be helping black people to a higher education and a higher learning. But there's still a sense of classism that even happens in those things. No tea, no shade, because once again, we're those good black people, not them. But low-key be those people, girl. But no shade. We just give the illusion that we ain't. We're conservative, which means I can hide my shit. That's why on the back end, girl, be motherfuckers. That's why in the back end, in the dark, girl, everybody doing their shit, girl. I ain't gotta hide, girl. It's dark. The fuck? So yeah, I'm gonna do my slow stroke shit, bitch. Yes. The fuck? Come on. Come on. Come on now.
Of Republicans. The redlining of states that determines what schools children will go to are started by Democrats. When the Civil
It
War
still affects black
began,
people.
no Republican had a damn slave. Democrats still held slaves at the beginning of the Civil War. So what exactly are...
So are you saying the Republicans are the ones who were putting their lives on the line for black people during the Underground Railroad? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying that Republicans are the ones who said there's so much injustice happening to these black people that I'm going to lay down my life for them? Because again, white people did lay down their life to help black people escape from the South to the North. Again, this wasn't no type of, we're just going to take the chains off and we're going to just march off the plantation and we're going to walk to the North. Hell no, girl. It was motherfuckers losing their lives. Numbers that started off, for example, like 10 slaves, girl, that were trying to escape, dwindled down to 3. Because so many people couldn't survive the fucking journey of having their life low. They're scared. They're scared. They had to do things in secrecy. They had to hide. They had to blend in. Hide in plain sight. This is historical facts that, once again, Ron is missing. I think because us as black people, again, a lot of us has rejected him. So, of course, he's going to look at some of the things that black people are doing wrong, which we are doing some wrong shit, and just exemplify that. And they want black people to just focus on that type of history. That's why people who went through this shit, those who know this experience, who are still here, that we need to listen to, because Ron wants us to stop listening to our ancestors and our grandmama and drop all that type of shit. But yet you have other groups of people who continue their own their heritage and their lineage about what the fuck they've been through. They know their history, and they want black people to only think that our history is pain only, when there are people who are still fucking here by the goodness and grace of God's source universe, girl, that is able to still give recounts on how the fuck they made it through, and they were the ones that actually experienced it. Because no tea, no shade, Ryan. No tea, no shade. If it was not for black people putting their lives on the line, me and you wouldn't even have the fucking opportunity to be online and say what the fuck we want to say, because we would probably be on the colored internet.
People talking about when they say, well, we need to go back through the history and, fact check all of these points about you, Ron, because you are representing a party who sits here and is white supremacy, traditional, and wants the Bible thump everybody in their face. Well,
but you just say you're conservative. Conservative means traditional. Conservative means I'm going to do this type of thing. I'm going to give this illusion that I believe in tradition. And that's just not even in the Christian church. That's in a lot of different heritages. There's a lot of tradition that's going on. Tradition in the church. A lot of tradition. And baby, everything comes to an end. Even traditions, girl. We have to do something new. Just because it works for y'all at this particular time don't mean it's going to work for everybody.
This is my thing. If you go back through the history, it is your Democratic leaders who are sitting here fucking your people up. No one on this world can now tell me that Jesus Christ was a black man, because do I really want to sit here and believe that Jesus Christ sat here and said, before I die on this cross, let me think about all the bullshit these people have done to me. Let me think about all the times they kicked me and laughed at me in my face and called me dumb and doubted me. And now here I am. I have to sacrifice myself for these same people. Let's bring this up. I truly believe that this whole racism issue just needs to drop dead. I'm probably going to be the only person on the internet who feels like racism can just be dropped dead, as far as people being brainwashed to believe in it. The same way I sat up here and just dropped dead my experience with racism is the same way I feel like everyone else can drop dead with their...
Ryan, you ain't had to drop dead your racism because there was no racism for you to drop. Again, you explained and shared with me that you haven't encountered a racist experience from a white person. So there's really nothing for you to drop. Again, you don't know the experience. So why are you asking people who have had these experiences, girl, to drop their shit? And if we're going to play the game of dropping that shit, drop your... If you want people who are speaking about their experiences to shut the fuck up and just drop it, you have to do the same thing in totality. So that means drop that feeling of black people are dumb or stupid for believing in something. Like, drop that. You say racism, drop that for them. They're the ignorant ones. And if we're going to talk about Christ, girl, yes, Christ knew what the fuck he was doing, girl. But see, he actually walked it out, which made it more dangerous in a radical way, which you are. But I'm talking about in a real radical way, which involves and includes other people. But once again, because you have not had this experience, you okay, I guess we gonna mic drop without a mic. Okay, no mic drop. Okay, girl, come on.
Experience with racism and take control of their own mind and their own thoughts.
Why do you have to lose? You're living in poverty. Your schools are no good. You have no jobs. 58% of your youth is unemployed.
My thing is
Yeah, that is true. Okay, let me shut up.
why is it that people have this issue to want to be victims and to want to feel like the best they can do in life is to receive Medicaid? The best they can do in life is to get Section 8 and food stamps. And why do so many black people find it offensive when I sit here and say, you don't need Section 8, you don't need food stamps, when I thought everyone knew that if you want to get real factual, Caucasians hold more in government assistance than black people. One thing that I realized,
Then why bring that up in black people's faces when you have white people who are literally doing the same thing? Okay. Do you get what I'm saying? You just said that when it comes down to federal aid, it ain't even the niggas that hold it. That there are white people who take up more precedence of that thing, but you're not saying that to them. Oh, so only white people are just using this system, this federal aid system, in a way to just, I just need this to get off, get on my feet, just to help me out. Meanwhile, you got black people, so we're going to talk about stereotypes, black mothers that are single mothers that are trying to do it on the fucking own. The nigga ain't shit, and that's not stopping her from being a mom, but she also needs some assistance because she's also dealing with her own mental and emotional things as well, and then she has to try to keep it together in order for the motherfucking kids to do something. Ron. But that's the thing. When black people do, black people are lazy. Black people don't do shit. They've been saying black people have been lazy all the time. The reason why black people is being lazy and shit, because, girl, we wasn't lazy, girl, when we was in the motherfucking plantation, bitch. You wasn't lazy then. And, bitch, if I was getting my ass whooped all the time, and my children was getting their ass whooped all the time, girl, and if you be in reincarnation, girl, I done came back as a nigga and got my ass whooped 50 million times, girl, hell yeah, when I get some peace, I'm gonna want to sleep and rest. And to be honest, I'm supposed to be sleeping and resting on my 40 acres and a motherfucking mule that I still did not get. But niggas is lazy? But meanwhile, girl, when we look at the entertainment industry, girl, we see niggas dominating shit where white people are excited, girl, as long as we shooking and jiving and shit, as long as we're beneficial to them. And girl, no tea, no shade, girl. Let me speak of the trans thing real quick, Ryan. Me and Ryan was having a conversation, and he said that he don't want trans people around his children when he has children. He don't want them around kids anyway because there is this, sexual abuse against minors type of thing that I guess trans people do, but yet could not provide any substantial facts, overwhelming facts about it, just an awareness or an idea of what could be as opposed to what is right now. That he said he believes that there are trans people are not good people. So I said, okay, let me ask you this. So for example, let's say I had said two things. I don't know if I want to say the second thing, but I'll just say this in reference to him. The first time I said it because I kind of revamped it for him to kind of get a more outward perspective. So I said, okay, so say for example, you get up in age and you have a heart attack and you need to have immediate surgery. I'm talking about triple bypass surgery, emergency right now. You have the money, you have the resources, you have the foundational wealth that you want. You have the financial security that old money like white people have. You want to create that for your own lineage. And I understand that. And we all want that. Black people want that too. It ain't just you. But you actually have it. So you have the money to be able to have the most high qualified individual to do this triple bypass surgery. And let's say hypothetically, this individual is a trans woman. And you need this heart transplant now. Like, you can't be flown or flew the fuck out somewhere far. Like, no, this is the nearest place, and this is also the nearest place where the specialist will be able to meet you. Would you allow yourself to let this trans person who you feel morally superior to and feel like they are the immoral ones. They are, I'm gonna use this terminology, transformers, which if we gonna throw shade and shit, I would prefer transformer than the other ones. Or niggas, or hell, even niggas in wigs, girl. So would you allow this nigga in a wig that you feel who has a mental illness, who feels like they're not a good person, who feels that they automatically are predisposed to abusing children sexually, and you're a person who has such this radical stance, would you allow them to perform surgery on you? And Ron said, girl, if it's about my life, then yes. If it's about saving my life, then yes. But then I kind of pushed on him a little bit, and I said, well, wait a minute, hold on. But this person, so why are you compromising on your beliefs? Like, if you're going to really do this shit for real, why not stand by it? Why not be such a God warrior and a champion for God to say, I would even face my own death because Jesus did. You talked about him. But now you're in this opportunity to really stand in that. And there are some people who, during these surgeries, who have to sign this waiver to say that if they die, do you want them to resuscitate them or not? Because there are some people who feel like, well, damn, if they die, it was their time. We ain't gonna fight it. That's what God wanted. So why not do that? But again, when it was, so it's kind of like, you saved my life, but I'm still gonna look at you like an enemy. Angela said this man is unqualified for this entire conversation. At this point, I'm just laughing at him. He is willingly ignoring cause and effect, deal with the level of ignorance. But at the same time, Angela, I can understand where he's coming from, because Ron has found a purpose in his life that actually gives him something to look forward to as opposed to his past. Now, maybe his expression of it might be different, and who knows? It might change. You don't know what life brings. And we all change throughout life. And personally, do I feel like there is some hurt there? There is some resentment there. I do feel like that there is. And with the Republican Party, it also gives a chance to kind of be like, well, this is not how I feel. This is a fact. This is the fact. This is the fact. That's why we use the Bible. The Bible is a fact. I get to use my facts against you. And I get to hide my emotions. Because then when them facts are then turned onto you and we see what the real facts is, then all of a sudden, girl, it's a problem and an issue. But that's the thing. It's not just a Republican thing or a Democratic thing. This is a hurt people hurting people type of thing. And that's why I want to be the change, because I'm seeing the God in Ron that a lot of people ain't gonna see. And it's like, bitch, why would I focus on the God in you, girl, when all you focusing is the devil in me? Well, guess what? It's so funny that the homosexual is doing that. I'm the one that's immoral, according to Ron in the Republican Party, and even some motherfuckers in the Democratic Party, because there's some Democrats that don't like that gay shit either. There's a lot of black people who don't like that gay shit either. And Ron, you know that. Hello? Girl. Spicy said, sheesh, this is like when the Kai was arguing. I can't say that. I ain't see it yet. Get somebody else to do it. Don't worry, I'm doing a review of that next, so I'm gonna be really shady. I'm gonna eat this other edible girl, let that shit kick in, girl, and the Kai ass girl, I'm already getting her ass. Just like Ron, and that's true. Like, we all have to be accountable for our own people, or the people that we're connected to right now, because we're all grouped up right now. We have to be honest. We're all grouped up. That's why I want to at least be like what is known as a quote unquote, I guess, a representative of the voice of certain people. I don't have to be the only one. I want other ones to join me too. I just want people that are willing to be open-minded enough to say, okay, what can we do? And to go in other areas and do that as well. That's why I do the reality web series world, because I understand that's going to be my inception into that world and to help bring change for real. Because again, this is emotional and spiritual stuff. And shout out to all these other people who are doing it as well, because we need more of that balance. So I'm just being the conduit. And I'm doing it so that for those of y'all who don't have the capacity to do it, that's fine. You don't have to. I'm telling you, you don't have to. There are people like me and others who will do that for you, who will go out and try to deal with the hard work. I mean, hell, that's what the hell Christ did in the Bible. And these motherfuckers killed him. When Christ was saying, bitch, I'm trying to help your ass see. Bitch. And also, what is his resume looking like? What work has he done towards his cause, or he is just a keyboard warrior? Did he say this rude mess to black people? And black? No, Ron is doing some things. Like Ron does do some type of charity work in his own way. It's small, but I mean, we have to start somewhere. Even me, like people can say I'm a keyboard warrior, but I have conversations with people off of the internet about their life and help them organize their thoughts and deal with their thoughts. That's kind of like my way, like listening to people, because a lot of people don't feel heard. That's kind of like my contribution, and it helps me to challenge myself so that when my time does come, when the season does manifest for me to receive the tangible, physical, outward expression of what love is reverberating into me, the currency or whatever, I can then not forget about those people and actually go back and reach out to them. But I have to start somewhere now, and the internet is easy. I feel like the internet is a starting place, and we're moving to a digital age where everything is being put online. It's easier. We ain't got to meet up nowhere. We ain't got, no, girl, just click this fucking link. You can be at home. You can be in bed, girl. You can be doing whatever the fuck you want to do, girl. Cooking and cleaning and washing everything. You can be doing anything but still be connected in some way. And that's why, like me, I know I'm weird. I am very weird, girl. I be up at night, bitch. My sleeping schedule all over the place, girl. I don't even really get that much damn sleep, girl. I be having all type of dreams and shit, girl. Wake up, be tired and shit. But I'm going through my own metamorphosis, my own cocoon phase, girl. I've kind of been isolated to myself. Been choosing when I want to talk to people and when I don't. Really focusing on myself, because once again, I didn't do that for me. And now that I know self-love, because ain't nobody gonna save me. Ain't no party gonna save me. Ain't no person gonna save me. Ain't no book gonna save me. The only person that can save me is me. And I feel like once we start doing that for ourselves, then we can start appreciating other people's humanity and live. Because if he came to the D, he wouldn't open his mouth like that. It's the safety of people he's enjoyed, which qualifies him from. Well, I'm in Detroit, and Ron, if you come to Detroit, you welcome here, bruh. You have a safe space here. Girl, and I'm growing in my spiritual knowledge and awareness, girl, so this house is protected, bitch. And we also got steel, bitch. That's piece that made of steel in this bitch, too. No shade. So, girl, you safe here. But Angela said, bitch, if she catch you in the streets, girl. Girl, that wig coming off. Exactly, Angela. This child don't know what he's talking about. Ron is speaking about things from his own unique experience. And in a sense, I can understand what y'all mean. Because there are some things that Ron is ignorant on. And I'm not saying ignorant in a bad way. I just mean ignorant in the way of he simply does not know or understand. That's all. To the point to where it's like, girl, you had your nigga moment too. Maybe if you bond with other niggas about not having a goddamn daddy, or bond with niggas dealing with homophobia, girl, and work through that, you'd be surprised how common a lot of people are. So trans people is good enough to save your life but not exist, girl. Why are you offended by my offensive statements towards you? Oh wow, come on. Ikarobo shande ishkatai. He's coming from this place because he hasn't experienced things, and that's fine. But to openly negate what a chorus of people scream at you is just. And I agree. I do agree. I just want to do my part to be able to see through the fuckery. That's all. And if you don't want to, that's fine. Look, there are some people who said, "Bitch, no, bitch, no. I'm not doing that, girl. I ain't the time, girl. Because if I do it, girl, I'm a act a fucking fool, girl. So in the words of that one lady, get somebody else to do it." Shout out to T.S. Madison. Get somebody else to do it. and I don't mind being somebody else. Lack of education and experience means you should be a student, not a teacher. But also too, I feel like again, student and teacher to me is becoming synonymous because the teacher is also a student. The teacher don't know everything. The teacher is not exempt from being taught anything, even the harsh things of life. Girl, no shade, no shade, okay. But I feel like we're all students and we all have a capacity to teach and to be taught. So I feel like even in this sense, like what can be considered his mistakes, I feel like Ron can learn from them. Because the way that he's coming out now, I feel like Ron's not going to do this forever. I don't know. Maybe this is just his inception and his way into the political arena to do. I don't know. The same thing can be said for me. Like my reviews of of these reality shows, no tea, no shade. I don't just give reviews like that, girl. I kind of throw my shade, do my own little critique thing, and try to come from an objective spiritual standpoint that applies to everybody. And even though it don't get the views, girl, the girls be watching the right ones. No shade, girl, because I understand what I'm saying. It's not going to be popular to the masses, girl. But it'd be so funny. The ones that be doing the work, the ones that be manifesting, girl, the ones that actually be putting in the work, girl, despite what's being said about them, they watch. And that's all that matters, girl, is if they watch. The motherfuckers actually doing it. No shade. No shade. Let's get in.
Guys, is that I do have the blessing to say the things that I want to say with facts and to say how I feel truly without giving a fuck about how people feel about me. And you want to know why that is? Because if I sit here and say black people can do better, black people need to get their fucking ass up and fucking work, black people need to, and because this is my thing. If we're going to talk about systemic racism, then let's talk about the facts about the black culture. If white people are on a rampage to delete black people, then why is no one saying anything to these rap artists, Drake, Lil Durk, Future? Why is no one saying anything to these rap artists about how they're promoting gun violence? It doesn't make sense to me how we want to preach white supremacy and, you know, be fearful of white people and basically every other race, Asians and all that. Oh, we walk into a Asian store, then we have to deal with the fact that they're going to be walking up behind us because they're going to think that we steal. Well, it's no different than you sitting here walking around white people thinking that they're going to call you a Nigger and hang you up by your neck. That's no different. It's no different than when you see a Hispanic and you change your dialect to be like, oh, can you understand me? I want 2 tacos. Is that not racist?
Girl. And I mean, there are some things that Ryan is saying is true because once again, it's discrimination. People are discriminating against each other. I kind of want to run back what he said because I feel like I wanted to give commentary on that. What did you say, Ryan? What'd you say?
People and basically every other race, Asians and all that. Oh, we walk into a Asian store.
Wait, I go back a little bit more. Say what?
To say the things that I want to say with facts and to say how I feel truly without giving a fuck about how people feel about me. And you want to know why that is? Because if I sit here and say black people can do better, black people need to get their fucking ass up and fucking work, black people need to, and because this is my thing. If we're going to talk about systemic racism, then let's talk about the facts about the black culture.
Right.
If white people are on a rampage to delete black people, then why is no one saying anything to these rap artists, Drake, Lil Durk, Future? Why is no
and no tea, no shade. He right. Because once again, there's a lot of us in the community that are playing into our own demise. But we also, once again, historically speaking, have to ask ourselves, how do we get to this point? Because this is the first time, at least to me, that I've seen where black people have been against each other so much and so hard. And I'm pretty sure that happened in slavery too, with slaves who was like, bitch, don't run away because we all gonna get fucked up. I ain't about to let you get us killed, just all type of shit. And yes, black people, we have to call out these artists. We have to, and what do you think? There are some black people who do that. If you do pay attention, Ron. One of my favorite movies is Tales from the Hood. I love that movie. And I want to do content like that is in your face and scary and mystical and facing the taboos and really showing the real reality of things. And in the last scene of the movie, was the one with Killer K. Who used to play Hakeem. I forgot his name. Moesha with his fine ass, bitch. Who was out here gang banging and shit like this rap trap trio killing nigga shit. This is not the first time. This shit started in the 90s, girl. Because there was a point in time where rap was becoming conscious, like Run DMC, and speaking about the shit, they had to insert gangster rap into there. To where niggas was killing each other. And Killer K ass had the opportunity to be what is known as converted. And he had to face his sins and all the shit that's going on. And there was a scene where he was on this contraption. And I think I have it, like if you check out my what is it? My commentary I did on Lance Scurv and Lil Bootsy. It's one of my latest uploads, but like edited uploads before my little documentary or whatever, and it's age restricted, which I suggest y'all watch. But if you've seen the movie, there are these images of what happened in the past as far as these gruesome pictures of white people literally murdering black people, right? I'm talking about motherfuckers was sending postcards and shit. Oh, we can't wait to see you and drop the kids off there in the summer. All right, see you later, Mom. Sincerely, Jan, bitch. And it's a motherfucking nigga hunger with a bunch of these white people smiling, having picnics, drinking lemonade and shit. Just amazed at the shit. Girl. And then there were images of black brothers killing black brothers. And at that time, the lady that was converting him was saying, you know, because his name Jerome, the individual, Killer K, he was getting overwhelmed by it. And she said, what's wrong? You don't like seeing black people being killed? And she gave the story about how the first murder was Cain and Abel. And I believe Cain was the one that murdered her own brother. And she said, how many brothers have you slain? So there is a responsibility on the people. And then on top of that, that type of behavior trickles down to the ground level or the grassroots where a lot of us live. And it ain't just in the hood, girl. It be white people that be going to the concerts and be saying the shit too. It be white people rapping the lyrics and saying nigga and shit around their friends too. Cause it's a cultural thing. Again, their ancestors had their form of entertainment. Remember when niggas was shooking and jiving and WB and all that type of shit? That same shit happening now. They get to do the shit and live the experience. What did Paul Mooney say? Everybody want to be a nigga, but don't want to be a nigga, girl. They want that positive, soulful, creative aspect and deny your humanity. Just like when it come down to LGBT in the church, girl, they want you to direct their choirs. They want you to navigate their services. They want you to help use your creative homosexual spirit to bring the atmosphere. But leave that gay shit. You sucking and fucking and all that other shit, girl, leave it outside the church house. Meanwhile, it's so much motherfucking penetration and sin going on in the church, girl. The gaggery of it all. And let's talk about it. Yeah, we need to be held accountable, but we also have to ask ourselves, why does the system support and reward motherfuckers that do that? Because, girl, Nicki Minaj is going to the MTV Awards and the Grammys. That's all white, girl. There's a rap category, girl. It ain't niggas running the Grammys, girl. It ain't even niggas running the BET anymore. Remember, the system is getting their music played on the radio. The system is allowing them to go on motherfucking tour. See, at least back then, girl, when you had like NWA and all that type of shit, at least the police was trying to arrest their ass for certain songs, girl. And you wonder why when they talked about critiquing the system, girl, they shit was fucked up, girl. But as long as you killing niggas and murdering niggas and throwing a pussy open for a bag and selling your soul, bitch, and having all these kids, girl, so we continue to have motherfucking fresh new blood come in, girl, to do some shit once y'all hoes been sucked the fucking energy and zapped the life out of, girl. Critique that system too. That's why we're saying it's systemic, because the system is allowing that to happen and low-key are getting money from that. Because again, this is a capitalistic system, and like you're saying, the Republican Party, at least what you've told me and what you've been expressing, Ron, is the fact that this party believes money over everything. Yeah, that's his attitude over everything. Your humanity. If that means we have to kill y'all, if that means that we have to take from y'all, if that means we have to extort y'all, that's fine because we want the money, girl. But girl, that's why, bitch, the time that we in now, girl, a lot of hoes gonna gag, girl. They gonna be. You think that money gonna save you, bitch? Okay. Okay, girl. Are we seeing rich ass celebrities and shit like that attempting self deletion, girl? Be having the whole world according to us, girl, and be miserable as fuck. How many celebrities and shit then they broke down and expressed how they feel sexualized and used and don't have no privacy in their life, girl? But okay, okay, okay. Angela said, no shade. In about 4 8 years, that Trump-esque is not going to be on brand. This type of speaking won't last when money gets involved. We'll see. We'll see. But I'm only going to, for me, I'm just going to see him for who he is now. And, you know, in a sense, I can't deny his freedom of speech and how he expresses it. Because if I start censoring him, my shit going to get censored. That's just how it works. That's why I'm willing to try to look at the good and find the similarities, despite him not wanting to, see it. And he may not see it now. Maybe it'll take some experience, like what he's going through now, and some of the heat and the fire to kind of help burn away things that maybe I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna let him be. I'm just going to accept him as he is. What rock is he living under? We definitely speak against the imagery black musicians portray. Yeah, but I guess he's talking about the individuals who not. Because my thing is, even though we tell them there's still a big group of people who don't give a fuck, they don't care. Or in a sense, I ain't gonna say they don't care. They just don't have a way out. Because there are people who do want to get out, and they can't. They in it, and sometimes they feel like they in it too deep, and they can't be saved. They can't be redeemed. And that idea is a lie. There's redemption everywhere. Black people need to get up and work, while we all know white people are trained to be stay-at-home mothers. It's child, yeah, and black people still get out there and work. There are some people, yes, who do abuse the system, and no tea, no shade, girl. If that's your way of getting your 40 acres and a mule, bitch, get it by any means necessary, bitch. Cause some motherfuckers said, girl, oh, my ancestor did, girl, helps. What's the name of it? Y'all remember that one video of that black lady who was like, girl, when they up your rent to make this new goddamn community center or community hall, community room or something, girl, and she walked her ass up in there with her robe and was like, bitch, hell yeah, since I'm paying for this shit, y'all up my rent. You goddamn right, I'ma sit up in this bitch. What's up? This is nice. This is nice. This is so nice. Bitch, of course. Hello. Get somebody else to do it. Rappers used to rap about selling drugs because that was the way they were backed into. Now rappers sell drugs and gangbang to make music. I said what I said, and that music is being portrayed. That's why, and they make it so easy for anybody to be that. There are new rappers every day. This bitch, this, to the point to where there are other people who've been putting in the work to be like, damn bitch, girl, I went through the sweat and the tears and all that shit, not realizing, girl, that your ass still alive, bitch. It's a lot of motherfuckers who are here and dead and gone, girl. And then the ops make songs about them talking about, I'm smoking on so and so. Bitch, fuck so and so set. And bitch, if you do your research, some of these niggas do some very dark, evil shit, girl. They would go to your motherfucking mama grave site or the nigga site that they killed, bitch, and make a whole music video pissing on his goddamn tombstone and shit. Smoking weed and blowing it on it and shit, and then take a sledgehammer to a girl and put it online. And guess what? DJ Vlad interviewing these niggas, girl. They on the Breakfast Club, girl, and these niggas dead and gone and shot and fucked up, girl, months later. Again, all right.
No one's saying anything to these rap artists about how they're promoting gun violence. It doesn't make sense to me how we want to preach white supremacy and, you know, be fearful of white people and basically.
And no shade, no shade. That's how I know for a fact that, Ron, I feel like you didn't watch my entire documentary that I created. Because there was literally a part towards the end where I spoke to black people and held us accountable. Did you watch? And maybe the next time we talk, I will ask you that. But did you watch the documentary? Because no tea, no shade. I've sat here and gave commentary of your videos and turned whatever 20, 30-minute videos into hours worth of commentary because I'm actually listening to what you're saying and breaking it down. So I would hope that you would sacrifice some time to actually watch that documentary like I did. I mean, that I created. Please. And while you at it, before you watch it, if you don't want to sit there and watch the whole thing, okay, well I can give you a crash course then. Watch the Lance Scurv and the Lil Bootsy one. That's very short, and go to the Lil Bootsy part. Oh, matter of fact, watch the whole video. Cause it's me critiquing blackness too. The one thing that you said that we're not doing is happening. It's happening. And then why don't you speak about the experiences of dealing with homophobia with black people? But that's why a lot of black people are like, wait a minute, you talking about our homophobia, girl. You don't think the Republicans ain't gonna do it, girl? They believe in conservative, traditional family values, and 2 men and 2 niggas ain't a part of that. It's okay.
Every other race, Asians and all that. Oh, we walk into a Asian store, then we have to deal with the fact that they're going to be walking up behind us
I
because
feel sorry
they're
for your
going to think
mother.
that we steal. Well, it's no different than you sitting here walking around white people
Hurry
thinking
up
that
and
they're going to
buy.
call you a Nigger
Hurry up and buy.
and hang you up by your neck. That's no different. It's no different than when you see a Hispanic and you change your dialect to be like, oh, can you understand me? I want 2 tacos. Is that not racist? As if
Girl, that's a way of us making fun of each other, girl. Cause we all do it, girl. We all believe in stereotypes. When the Little Mermaid came up, white people was putting the shit out, girl. Oh, she can't be Ariel because Ariel knew her father, girl. Or it's gonna be called the slave mermaid. The mermaid gonna be eating on fried chicken and cornbread and shit, girl. They say they shit, girl. So don't be mad when, again, don't be mad when hoes give you that same energy, bruh. You're not exempt. You're not exempt. No matter how much you want to believe you are, you're not. Welcome. And on top of that, girl, welcome to niggerdom. Welcome me, welcome you. Welcome me, welcome you.
Hispanics cannot speak English, is it not racist that when we go to these Asian places, our impression of them is, oh, bitch, all you can do is do my nails and do my feet and cook my Chinese food?
And they'll be the same motherfuckers that be talking shit in they damn shit. Oh, no, 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 your feet, And they getting back with niggas now. Do you not see Chinese people fighting motherfuckers? Asian motherfuckers is tired of this shit. I'm tired of this shit. You know, talk to me like that. I do your nail. Yeah, and they be having attitudes too. And then they be speaking their native language. And they be gagging when motherfuckers hear what they saying. We know you talking shit, but bitch, do these nails and these feet. Again, they not sitting there, oh yes, we were so happy do your nail. We so happy. We so thank you for your privilege. We thank you. It ain't that. Let's be real. But again, he don't know. He don't know. And I hope that Ryan continues to grow in reference to being open-minded and being more emotionally available and emotionally intelligent, because it will help to balance out a lot of his commentary. Because once again, at the core of what Ryan believes, me and him are saying the same thing. We want better for black people. We want better for LGBT people. And Ryan literally was able to control his own narrative. But what Ryan doesn't understand is that for a lot of other people, when you have things collectively done to them, they don't know that. And they haven't had their wake-up call. And maybe you'll be the wake-up call. Maybe there will be some people, I'm not going to say maybe, there will be some people who hear what you're saying, especially when you bring your stories and your facts and stuff to bring nuance and context to it, to be like, oh, okay, I see what you mean. But once again, from a spiritual standpoint, that is low vibrating energy that all of us are dealing with. It is a hurt thing. And I would be okay if we were really accountable for ourselves. Like I said, Ryan, if being gay, because you did say that being LGBT is evil and demonic and stuff, and that there's a demon, and you even admitted that you said that you feel like you have a demon inside of you because you're gay. And when I asked you to go ahead and fully commit to letting go of that demon, because all things is, look, with Christ all things is possible, correct? And the Republican Party claims to know God more so than anyone because they're God supremacists, which means they're all about God. So they should be able to tap into that power of healing and all that stuff too. And I mean, there's individuals like Jackie Hill Perry. Shout out to her. I would love to have a conversation with her. Who I did a commentary about her not being gay anymore and was able to honor her experience without being offended, because I didn't feel offended by how she delivered her story. Because I'm pretty sure she understands that there are going to be some people like myself who are not going to, I ain't gonna say accept because I do accept her story, but I accept that her expression of that story has to be my exact expression, because just like she got to faith, I got to faith too, with my sexuality intact, or acknowledge the way that it is, and my life has been more fruitful and life-giving, and I feel more loving, be able to walk in my truth in a world that does not affirm it. But she found peace, and so did I. And we're going to have to evolve in levels of peace, because even though, she says that she's free from it, she still says she deals with temptation. So in a sense, is that really freedom? But to her, that's sacrifice. And you said the same thing. You're willing to sacrifice. But like I told you about that scripture, that saying or quote that I got from this documentary that I would, if you want to know more about the experiences between religious and LGBT people, the good, bad, and ugly, there's this old documentary called Because the Bible Tells Me So. Because the Bible Tells Me So. And at the beginning, I think somebody says, if I climb upon the cross, that's sacrifice. But if you put me on the cross, that's murder. So if you feel like that's a sacrifice you had to do in order for you to get closer to God, source, universe, in your way, that's fine. But just like that piece, that puzzle piece fit for you, it's not going to fit for everybody else, because there is no one way to living your best life and acknowledging the God in you and experiencing God in this reality. There's not one, there's many. That's why grace and mercy is sufficient. That's why God is a Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, and everything in between. Even the narrative where Christ went and descended into hell, he went into the darkest depths of the self, the darkest depths of the low vibration that creates demons, that creates monsters, that creates people wanting to get out here and become psychotic and murder and shit like that, because they didn't have that fucking love. And yes, there's a lot of people who unfortunately fell victim to that energy, and they were able to manifest dark things and had to suffer the consequences, because nobody's exempt. But there are others who were damn near them or even deeper than them, and God's source universe came through because they allowed themselves to be open to that. It's an individual, I forgot his name. He used to be a satanic, and I'm talking about satanic in the low vibrating dark arts way, as far as murdering people and sending demons after people. This nigga wanted to be the devil's apprentice. Like, girl, you thought Anti-LaVey was some shit, bitch. She ain't got shit on me. That nigga walks so I can fly. And when dealing with that lower vibration, according to his story, there's always a time to collect again. There's always karma. There's always a full circle. So even on the dark end, the back end, it comes to collect. So when you do evil shit and put low vibrational stuff out in the universe, that same boomerang is going to come back to you. And he felt like the devil was getting ready to snatch his soul to fuck up. And he literally was able to manifest a vision or an experience, an altered state, to where he saw the nigga, smelt the nigga, felt the nigga. And in the midst of this motherfucker coming out and grabbing him, there was this cross that came between him and that energy. And now he's preaching the gospel, kind of like the way you are, no tea, no shade, in the fire and brimstone way, because, girl, they're only speaking from their experience. Bitch, if I didn't saw some fire and brimstone, bitch, I'm going to tell y'all what the fuck I saw and how it scared me, girl. So, of course, you're speaking from that experience. And maybe that experience might scare, and that's the thing, it shouldn't scare people into believing what you believe. It should scare people into tapping into the present moment and be like, look at all the shit that I'm doing. Look at all the opportunity that I'm wasting not believing in myself. I heard a wise mystic say that they feel like hell, and I can definitely, like, that makes sense. Is hell is that when you look back over your life, instead of being shown the things that you did good, it's going to show you all the missed opportunities to really manifest the life you wanted and that you decided to count yourself out of. Meanwhile, it's motherfuckers who ain't got no damn arms and shit. It was two fucking girls that got motherfucking two heads on one body and had two niggas fucking them, girl. It ain't stopped it from getting no dick. It's people that have been born with shit, came into the world different, and they lived as if though it was their last, because they knew it. They were always present with that fact, so it made them show up a lot more. A lot of us don't do that. We take shit for granted until shit hit us. Girl, let me shut up. Let's continue, girl, because I got a review to come up.
fried rice. Is that not racist? But everything that happens to a black person is racist. If we sit here and get followed in the store, well, how about this? If we're gonna place fixated notions on people, then you can't get mad that a fixated notion on you is placed upon your life. Because again, you're probably pulling up to Target and Walmart blasting I'm FREE fuck nigga free. You're probably pulling up to your goddamn church talking about certified freak 7 days a week, wet ass pussy. You're probably pulling up to goddamn Kroger talking about he wanna FREAK, and then you wanna.
These are songs that are played also on white radios too, girl. This is a song played on the airwaves, girl, too. It's just that the black people play the uncensored version, girl. We want to hear about the pussy and the dick, girl. We don't want to hear about this other BET shit, girl. We was watching Baby Boy and they kept, BET fuck some goddamn cuss words up. You be like, bitch, what? Type of motherfucking Kids Bop version is this, girl? I want the real shit. I'm grown. And girl, remember, once again, these songs get nominated and go to the Grammys, girl. The highlight of the music industry. Hello. And it's not just black people. You got motherfucking white ass Becky's now. Period I, girl. The period I girl pulling up. Cash Me Outside. How about that? That bitch doing it. The other girl, slow Vicky, whatever that slow face bitch ass look like. Drawed out faced ass bitch. Girl. How about this? Everybody be accountable for their own shit. How about that? How about sweep around your own motherfucking front door? How about you make sure your motherfucking house is clean before you start talking about that shit, bitch? And guess what? Even the cleanest houses, girl, gonna have something wrong with it, bitch. How about you just say, hey girl, nice house. Hey girl, nice house. Your house smell good. And if the house smell bad, tell the bitch the house smell bad and then offer a solution. Get some bitch some goddamn pine salt, girl. Help the bitch out with some motherfucking Febreze Glade plug-ins or some shit, girl. Help the bitch. If you gonna critique the hoe, at least help the hoe. Complete the circle.
Get mad that I look at you in a lower class way. I'm just gonna be honest, because again, if I was a white person saying all this, I'll automatically be labeled as racist. But because I'm Filipino and African, it's hard to put that racism label because it's just the truth. I shouldn't have a reason to feel scared or fearful that I have to walk around black ass neighborhoods wondering if somebody's gonna rob me, wondering if somebody's gonna goddamn put a gun to my head. But if I sit here up here and walk around in these white people neighborhood, which are not even white people neighborhoods, they're just neighborhoods that are more safely secure with police enforcement, which is why I don't understand why people want to sit here.
White neighborhoods. What you say, Ron? Let's hear that again. You said what? You had said what? Do what? You said what, Ron? What'd you say?
But if I sit here up here and walk around in these white people neighborhoods, which are not even white people neighborhoods, they're just neighborhoods that are more safely secure with police enforcement, which is why I don't understand why people want to sit here and talk about defunding the police. I understand the true origins of defunding the police was to sit here and redirect police pay into prevention. But here's my thing on preventing crime. How about you teach your children to sit here and not be cussing people out, the first thing to do to someone if they offend you is to cuss them out and fight them and call up their homeboys to come and jump you. How about if they see something on Facebook, on social media, we don't get mad. We don't say, oh, you know what, bitch, I'm about to pull up on you. How about you teach your children to have some fucking common sense and to do good in school? And that also includes you, because how do you teach them? You be the person that they're going to emulate. If you're a single mom, you need to put your fucking baby daddy on child support and force him to get a fucking job. And if you're a man, you need to stop shooting up the club in these women's bodies and then running off, expecting them to handle everything. And then you just want to pop up in the key significant moments of your child's life, knowing that you did not contribute anything to their success.
Facts.
Instead of defunding the police to quote unquote redirect into prevention, which we all know what that means when Democrats want to propose things that are going to redirect, they're going to redirect it straight into their bank accounts. It's still not going to get redirected into this whole.
But that's the thing, though. When you talk about the origin starts off and then it gets hijacked. Because again, defund the police means to take those allocated things and to put it back into the system in a way of saying, hey, let's invest in people who can prevent stuff. Because the police, if you look at it factually, when they go to the academy, they are taught primarily to protect themselves. The police do not prevent, they respond. They don't just automatically just manifest there before some shit happen. But then when we put in the thing of social work, even though you feel like social issues have no precedence over capitalistic viewpoints, when there should be a balance of both those things. But right now we need to also focus on the people, because if the people ain't happy, you ain't getting your money. And you could be getting your money a lot easier if you actually listen to the fucking people, because they will cooperate because they feel part of the goddamn system and it benefits them. Girl, let me go back because I almost forgot my damn thought. Sarah, what we're on? What happened?
Knowing that you did not contribute anything to their success.
Right.
Instead of defunding the police to.
Oh yes, defund the police. Everything can be solved with a gun, and if you walk around with a hammer, everything eventually is going to look like a fucking nail, right? So, again, if the police were to come to the situation and have, for example, like a therapist, if it's a certain type of mental or emotional breakdown, somebody who is specialized in that line of work that the police is not going to do, someone who can help dissolve the situation or dilute the situation so that we can get to the core premise of what's going on. If it's a domestic dispute, why not have a conflict resolutor come in to be able to speak about the issues, help each other listen to that shit, and even if it does not prevent that part, at least the police officer will be there to prevent a possible murder or possible abuse that has been happening in the home. You know, if we're going to talk about the system and protection and all this other type of stuff that protects the system, let's also implement protecting the people, because it's the people who are really supposed to be in control of the system, because the system is supposed to work for the people, not the other way around. It's the people who get up here and get this illusion, if you ask me, of voting and putting these people in power, which is why every time when somebody leaves, they want to instill the same mindset into that. And it's not even a beneficial mindset for all. It's for a certain group of people. And there are both people on both sides who are saying, bitch, let's help each other get what the fuck we want. But they're doing it in a low vibrating way, in the most narcissistic way, which means deplete your life energy while we get to live off of y'all's work. And that's why I'm here to help bring some fucking context and nuance to the situation. Because we are heading into a place where I feel like we can really make change. And we have to do something different, which means we have to deal with the emotional aspect of it. And we have to really pay attention, because every time we start dealing with the mental and emotional and the feminine aspect of things emotionally or spiritually, that's when there is this certain form of destruction that happens to stop us from doing that. Because once we align with that, we don't have to depend on the system the way it is. We will be able to say what we want our experience to be like. I'm just saying, at this point, it ain't just black people oppressed. It ain't just LGBT people oppressed. It's white women, black women, women oppressed, LGBT oppressed, black people, all different type of ethnic groups that have been oppressed, girl. There has been oppressed people everywhere. If the people who are oppressing us can come together through different skin colors, sexual orientations, because behind the scenes, girl, they don't give a fuck about that, girl. They have one goal in mind. I will get into the money. Everybody mad. Everybody. Girl, it's a lot. Okay, y'all. I'm going to try to shut up as much as I can and let him talk, because I really, really want to get through this, because I don't want this video to be too long.
Quote unquote redirect into prevention, which we all know what that means when Democrats want to propose things that are going to redirect. They're going to redirect it straight into their bank accounts. It's still not going to get redirected into this whole prevention type situation. The true prevention is, how about having some common sense? How about knowing that if you're not going to be able to take care of your child, put a fucking condom on your dick and then have
Right.
sex. Don't
Exactly.
sit here and then as a woman complain and cry because, oh, I laid up with a man and I don't know if he gonna help step up to the plate, and now I gotta be a single full-time mom and dad. Now I can't even help my child with their academics because I have to sit up here and get 2 or 3 jobs while my man sits here and fucks everybody in the neighborhood and sells dope and drugs and teaches my child that the only thing that should be okay is that you aren't homosexual and is that you aren't hanging with these white people because these white people that keep putting my ass in jail are the reason why I can't be in your life. No, the reason why, and I guess it goes back generation to generation, and I understand that people want to focus on, oh, that's why we need to learn the history. But why, when I present the history and the facts, people still are looking like,
Right.
well, even though Ron Vugata, you say that Democrats are the ones who put Jim Crow laws into legalization, I'm still gonna sit here and support Democrats. Fuck them Republicans. Even though, Ron, you said that Democrats are the people who made it a law to redline communities that will force your child. Even though I may be across the street from you, I would be determined to go to the best school in Alabama. And you being across the street from me in a whole different redlined area, you're now subject to the poorest of poorest schools. Again, Democrats propose that. Why is it that when I bring these factual informations, people are still like, well, I don't know what to say about that because white people are still holding me back. If you feel like white people are holding you back, then this is my ultimate question to you. I wouldn't want anyone in the world to live an inhumane experience or to live a life that they're truly not going to be satisfied with because you only have one life to live. If you're truly upset about how your treatment in America is, then I have a couple of questions for you actually. Question one, why don't you just move your ass back to Africa, which you never came to Africa? So again, I guess you can't move back to where you never came from, but you guys want to keep preaching, oh, my African ancestors, my Hispanic ancestors, my Chinese ancestors. Why is it that when one group gets targeted for slanderous behavior, such as Asians or Latinos, they are quick to, or even Indians, they're quick to rally together and defend their community? Why is it that if there's so much racism going on, why is it that black people not only accept all of this slanderous terminology that I don't know where it's coming from, but all of this slanderous terminology that other races are saying to us, not only do we accept it, but we propagate it to our own people at the same time by saying in songs and by saying on Facebook and Twitter that the best you can be is a fucking stripper, that the best you can be is sticking a dick up your ass on OnlyFans and Twitter, and then you want me to feel sorry for you because you made that decision to not be anything. It's not my fault that even though, yes, as a black American that you did go to college, but it's not my fault that no one told you maybe you shouldn't have gotten a psychology degree because again, who needs a fucking psychology degree?
Oh, you'll gag. Oh, you'll gag. Y'all better be God. Y'all better thank God that there's people in the world who went through their own shit and healed from it and is giving back. How many women been domestically abused, girl, and actually go talk to women who are just fresh out of a domestic situation, girl, and they keep going back, but this time they decided that I don't want to go back no more. And they got somebody who lived the experience. That's why I'm saying, like, Ron, if that's the case, why not fully convert to heterosexual and do that type of work? If you're going to really be radical about it, let's be radical. Like, really give us homosexual people, and I'm going to speak in the way that how we're viewed. I don't mind doing that for the context. I don't feel offended because I know who I am. No shade. Okay, 5'2" and all, still. Praise him. Girl. Okay, let me go back. I forgot my thought. That's what I get for trying to do extra shit sometimes.
Did go to college, but it's not my fault that no one told you maybe you shouldn't have gotten a psychology degree.
Oh yeah, the therapy stuff, girl. Y'all better be glad there are people who going through that shit because That's why it's so many motherfuckers shooting and killing and murdering and doing all this other type of shit, girl, because we simply not caring about each other. People want to be heard and they want their story to be heard. Just like you want your story to be heard. Look at me. Your viewpoint and the party that you support does not see me as being worthy of having a human experience. And there are so many people who, historically speaking, have tried to do that. That's why there's people now who literally are trying to get into the system and make changes in the system. And again, these people are still experiencing racism within these systems. And they went to school. They're not doing all the other stuff. But it's still there. But here I am, the one that's immoral and demonic and perverted, sitting here willing to get to know you. And it's not because, yes, you are an attractive nigga, because no tea, no shade, but all facts, girl. I've attracted niggas who were more fine than you. No shade. No shade. And girl, no tea, no shade, but all facts, girl. I'm a top and I like ass, girl. And you ain't really got much of that, girl. So, girl, it's more back than ass, girl. Be like, get somebody else to do it. But that's okay. Because according to Ryan, because I'm 5'2", I'm not even a man. I'm a woman, bitch. I'm a lady, bitch. That's fine. I'll be a lady. I'd rather be a lady and have an ass and be a man with no ass, girl. No shade. I'm just playing. Let's continue.
Because again, who needs a fucking psychology degree? Are you going to give me retina surgery with your psychology degree? No, you're not going to do anything but sit here and try to regurgitate something out of a textbook, which everyone...
Girl, they do, and then they go out and apply it into life to see it. That's why people test theories and stuff. They have a theory and they test it. Okay, girl. Okay, girl. Okay, girl. Well, wow. It's all right. It's all
has
right.
a problem with the information presented, but yet no one is doing anything about it to actually fact check and learn the truth. Why not take your refund check, since that's all you're good for? And you know, it's not all that you're good for. These are things that you say. If we're going to bring up things out the air that white people say, I'm going to bring up things that I know that black people say.
Okay, go ahead.
If you're going to get that refund check that's going to hit in between January and April, and because a lot of people don't have time to wait, they're going to get that bitch in February probably. Why don't you take that refund check to go move to Africa, to your motherland? We are in an age...
Nah, bitch, if I'm gonna move to Africa, girl, I want my 40 acres and a mule, and then I go. Everybody else got they shit, girl. Everybody else got they shit, bitch. Everybody got their compensation pack, girl. Everybody got their reparations package, girl, and I ain't got no problem with that, girl. Give me my shit. Give me my wealth that is owed to me because of the shit, girl. And we talking about back taxes, girl. Y'all know how it is, girl. Give me my shit, girl, and allow my... And I would happily, girl, go somewhere. I don't mind that, girl. I don't mind getting the passport, bitch, and doing my shit, girl, and building my life somewhere else. Hell, land skirt doing it, girl. Maybe that's not such a bad idea. But just my refund check? Oh, no. Girl, that's gas money. The fuck? Girl, that's flights. These flights to Africa and shit ain't cheap, bitch. And yes, niggas gonna spend their money on material shit because once again, we see that material shit brings forth status. And that is unfortunately the easiest way. And like you said, hello, capitalism is about money, baby. So he who holds the money holds the power, girl. And since a lot of black people ain't gonna get to that money like that, they rather do the easy shit. I wear the brands, I wear the labels that give me a status of power to where I will kill you over your shoes. Not because they Jordans, Nick, and I like how they look, but I'll shoot you because they're Jordans, and the name and the worth and the value and the way people would treat you and look at you when you have that.
Where black people now are the most free and liberated ever in history, but also at like the most pussies and bitches that I've ever seen in my life. My issue again is not with black Democrats it's with white Democrats because again, black people for whatever reason who are so woke, who are so in the know of their cultural and of their heritage, but yet you keep re-electing white people that are telling you what your experience of blackness is, that you only deserve food stamps, that you only deserve Section 8.
Do you agree today that you were wrong to oppose busing in America then?
No.
Do you agree?
I did not oppose busing in America. What I opposed is busing ordered by the Department of Education. That's what I opposed.
Well,
I
there
did
was
not
a
oppose.
failure of states to integrate
No,
public schools in America.
If people want to make me a Republican, a Filipino African American Republican, the problem, then they need to make Cardi B the problem. They need to make Nicki Minaj the problem. They need to make who else is a problem? Who else is a problem? There's a whole bunch of problems. The people who are doing these reality TV shows,
Right.
promoting the wrong bullshit on our youth. If there's
Oh,
a
wow.
problem with me coming in my video saying that the answer to uplifting the colored community is by one, if we're gonna go to college, let's pick degrees that are gonna mean something. Let's get lawyers. Let's get doctors. You can't tell me that, oh, we're so oppressed, but you're going to go spend all your money at university to become a psychologist.
We need to deal with the mind, because your Bible, the person that you call the leader of what you believe, even though y'all say y'all Christian, I don't believe that. Again, y'all ain't Christian. Y'all God supremacists. But to that book, everybody is on Jesus, and Jesus can do it, and woo and him being away and stuff. He always talked about the renewing of your mind. You have to have a new mind. So yes, therapy helps you to deal with your old mind and heal from it so that you can manifest this shit. You can manifest your best life. And even the people right now that you're saying who are stuck and doing all this low vibrating stuff, even you were doing low vibrating stuff until you had situations happen to you to wake you up. And some people have that. Now, there are some people like yourself and myself who have been able to deal with that and heal or go through certain levels of healing or are still healing from that. And then there are those who simply don't know how. There's no one around. When I had my ego death off of that edible for the first time, girl, a 500 milligram brownie, girl, looking back on that experience and how traumatic that was for me, I think to myself, how would it be if like, imagine the person who is in a crack house somewhere trying to smoke away their goddamn problems, girl, and they end up overdosing and having this type of hellish experience, girl, and there's no one around them to give them love. I remember one time I was here asleep, girl, and it was like motherfucking 1, 2, probably 3 something in the morning, girl, and this is when my parents was living here. And I was awoken out of my sleep by hearing this blood-curdling scream. No! Oh my God, no! They're trying to kill me! No! Just all this shit. And I looked outside, and I ain't see no nigga, just one woman in the middle of the goddamn street yelling and swiping at things in the air, saying they trying to kill me, they following me, knocking on doors and shit, scared because she's having such a bad mental trip to where she literally ended up dying from a fucking heart attack because of how sick her mind was as far as the low vibrations of her not being worthy of anything. And I imagine to myself that, and even my experience that I had, that could have been me. Because there are people right now who done lost all type of mothers and fathers and sons and daughters and had a whole bunch of traumatic shit happen to them and have not recovered from it. Some people have literally died from it, from broken hearts from that. You have people who have found out they have an incurable disease, whether that be cancer and all these other things, even though I feel like anything can be healed, to be honest. But because of that low vibrational energy of cutting yourself off from God, from source, and you having a dis-ease, that dis-ease will eventually become a disease because we're holding on to stuff energetically that we're not allowing to pass through our system. And that's why crying is good. Crying is, shout out to this mystic, crying is the soul's way of throwing up, of you actively choosing to remove those energies from yourself. And our body is so connected to the point to where, like, if it gets to a point, it will break. if we don't take care of it. So yeah, we need psychology, but at the same time, you're right. We do need lawyers and all that stuff. And there are black lawyers that are in the system to help people. There was a story that I read on, or not a story, but a video I saw on, I think it was Vice or something, where it was this woman and her daughter, their son and brother was murdered by this one dude. And he said he didn't do it. And she was struggling to forgive him because he killed her brother, but she knew she had to, but she was struggling with that. And because of that situation, she said, I'm going to school now to become a criminal justice lawyer to help other black people who have had their life snuffed off of them and for people to get justice. Because a lot of times with these cases, they go cold. And they're never fucking solved. So there are some people who are saying, fuck it. That's the thing. You always had people who are going to do the work. When you talk about defund the police, it originated somewhere before it even got off the ground, and it wasn't even fucking attempted. It wasn't fully attempted in the intended way. And then a narrative was created about it to shut it up. That's the problem. Black people have been the solution to their own problems. It's just that now when you continue to be solution to your own problems and you end up failing and failing and failing, not failing in your application, but just failing in the fact that there are people who don't want to see that happen, you get tired emotionally and you will break. And I feel like the black mind is breaking. The black experience collectively is a very toxic one because we're not dealing with our own stuff, which is why now we have to challenge ourselves. Because if we keep waiting for white people to rectify their issues, and trust me, they play a part in this. They're not the whole problem, but goddamn it, they're part of the problem just like we are. But they don't want us to fully love ourselves because once we finish our things, they have to do their part. That's why they rather keep us asleep and keep us fighting so that they don't have to be accountable. But that's why I said spirit don't give a fuck, bitch. Bitch, spirit said it ain't gonna say get somebody else to do it. Spirit gonna say I'm here to do it now, bitch. Me now. Angela said, imagine paying $20K and not learning something you're interested in. No one should be going to college for any other reason than learning something they want. But that's the thing. Like, a lot of people go to college now to get money. What's the job that I can get money for? What's the thing I can get quick, fast money and then be miserable in their goddamn job? And then they take their miserableness out on their Girl, this shit stink. Okay, but it's okay, girl. Experience is the best teacher, girl. That's all. Shout out to life. Shout out to life.
You can't tell me that's oppression. You can't tell me that simply because your parents didn't do what they had to do before having 50 babies out the womb and now making you one of the 50 babies who have to struggle and strife. You can't tell me that because they chose to sit here and have all these kids with no financial plan on how to support them, that racism exists. I'll say this, racism exists because bad people in general exist, but racism is not just an American issue. There's racism in China. There's racism in Russia. There's racism in Africa. I don't know why people think that racism is just an American thing. There's colorism all around the world. There is plastic surgeryism going on all around the world. Well, someone is going to say, well, that's white supremacy. Well, you know what I have to say about white supremacy and people who believe in that and who move along the lines of white supremacy. I think you're pretty weak fucking minded to base your lifestyle and to base all of your decisions and to think that all of your decisions are limited because of this fixed matrix that we're living in where white people excel and everyone else of color plateaus. Because in my eyes, my American dream is very much true and obtainable. In my eyes, I will judge everyone equally. I'm not looking at a white person thinking they're going to hang me by my neck by the time.
But at the same time, no Tino Shay Ron, you look at Transformers and completely different. You said you would never ever have a conversation with somebody trans. You said that you would walk your ass across the goddamn street if you have to. You said that you don't want no kids around them. You think they're mentally ill and that they're not good people. So we got to call an ace and a spade, bro. We got to be honest. You did say that. You see gay people as demons, all that stuff. And again, I even told you, I said, I'm okay with you thinking I'm a demon. Because I know what I am. And because I know what I am, I can accept your current experience of me. But meanwhile, you sitting on the phone talking to this demon for hours and hours. You know what I'm saying? So Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
dust comes. I'm not looking at a black person thinking, oh, a black person is my savior to feeling comfortable and feeling safe. Because if I walk my ass through a black ass neighborhood, I'm gonna get gunned down and robbed.
Right.
All these rappers that are dying, oh, I didn't know that
Yeah.
white people were killing them. I thought there were black people killing Young Dolph, Takeoff. I
Right.
thought there were black people, I thought it was black fathers who were abandoning their significant others and their children in the home to dip their dick in 20 other coochies and to populate the whole world. But then again, we're just gonna blame it on systemic racism. I thought with I called the police because someone put a gun to my head, which I have done before, and I won't be surprised if at some point in life someone finds that 911 audio call where I was screaming for my life because
Wow.
these group of men, black men, were riding in a truck trying to gun me down in this black ass neighborhood.
Wow.
I'm gonna account that to white supremacy because somewhere in their lineage, a white person fucked their blood up, and now it has led to them running around trying to kill me. That's a white person's problem. I'm not sitting here making a video talking about, white people this, white people that, because white people are not the issue. Black people are the issue. Will I ignore the fact that slavery didn't have consequences? Yes, because it divided the family. But who is out here now in the most freest time in the whole entire world, or at least in America?
That's why I say it's systematic. See how the system fucked it up and we play into the system. You're right. There is a lot of accountability on the black side that we are not dealing with, that we're afraid to deal with, which is why I feel like we press the issue onto other people. Like, again, the LGBT being homophobic. Again, nobody wants to take responsibility for what they've done. You literally have spaces, I don't know if you've seen this, Ron, but in black spaces, you literally have conversations happening now. And shout out to those who are putting in the motherfucking work and the hours to actually bring forth change and not just talk about bitches, but help bitches talk with each other. And if you're going to talk about each other, girl, we're going to talk about each other here and deal with the girl. Come on, psychology and therapy, doing the actual work. Praise him. The real work, girl. Where there are conversations where you have black women and LGBT people trying to tell black men to stand the fuck up. Y'all want to be kings and be treated as such, but y'all not showing up in king energy. You want everyone else to be accountable, but you don't want to be accountable. But you are the ones that saying you want to be a leader. So if there's any motherfucker that needs to be accountable first, it's the goddamn leader. Since you want to lead, nigga, we need to make sure that you're leading us not off a fucking cliff. And as we see, unfortunately, a lot of the black male psyche, not all, even for the ones who say, well, not all of us. Okay, well, then you need to go to them spaces where your ass have privilege that other black women and LGBT men, especially feminine men and trans women, don't have that type of privilege and awareness in. You need to be challenging them in that experience. And I ain't talking about once. I'm talking about every time they bring that shit up, remind them niggas. Them niggas don't learn one time. You have to keep being repetitious and habitual with these niggas and challenge these niggas because you the leader. And then because these men ain't being challenged, the good guys, quote unquote good guys, the ones that's not doing all this shit, girl, guess what? They end up dealing with the brunt end because now women been so goddamn hurt that now if you gonna hurt me, nigga, you gonna have to pay me for my pain and no shade. If I know you're going to use me and abuse me, and I'm not saying it's right, and it's more of a low vibrating behavior, but at the same time, I can understand why, because it's like, bitch, if you gonna want to just fuck me and not pour into me and turn me into a baby mama, hell yeah, nigga, with a bag at, and these black women hitting these niggas with child support. What you mean? Some of these men want to kill these women because now they have to take accountability for the fact that they ended up having sex with a woman that they didn't know mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, and let their dick do the talking and the walking. Because a nigga will say anything before the nut, and a nigga will say anything to bust a nut. Now, after the nut is done, girl, then what? So there's a lot of shit that's happening on this end. And you're right. We shouldn't be focusing on other people. That's why I say for me now, we're going to have our conversation with white people, the real one. Because once again, this is a two-way street. This is a tango. This ain't a solo. It's a tango. And if you look at it, white America or The expression of power through whiteness and Europeanness has spread all over the world to where you have African people in Africa who are bleaching their skins to look more fair. You have black women now wearing weaves and all the other type of shit. This straight ass hair and not respecting their natural hair that comes out of their head. You literally said that you're tired of hearing black women tell you, oh, you have good hair. And you say black women, well, no, we all have good hair, but not societally. And let's talk about the motherfuckers that's going to college and doing all this shit. They can't even wear their hair in African hairstyles without it being inappropriate for work. When I used to work at a suit store, there was a point in time where I had this phase where I wanted to do something different with my hair. And I had a blonde mohawk. And it wasn't a blonde mohawk in the way that it should have looked like. I looked like I was a goddamn Spartan Trojan soldier or something. This big ass motherfucking, I forgot the name of that cartoon character, bitch, with that big ass stripe down his damn head, bitch. I had that. And it was a auburn, like brownish, blondish type of deal. And it was different. Different. When I went to church, when I was going to church, girl, I remember it was Easter Sunday, had my nice fit on, girl. The pastor preaching, all these hoes looking at me. And I sat in the balcony on purpose so that I wouldn't have to get looked at, girl. Bitch, you supposed to be listening to God, and meanwhile, I can feel your eyes burning into my damn face, girl. I had one person tell me in church, after church, you know, during the little fellowship part afterwards, girl, my father be there for 1,000 hours, bitch, damn. I want to go to a white church at this point, girl. Be friends with white people, girl, because they church be 30 minutes and they out. We ain't doing this 5-hour nigga shit, girl. And the God said, Well, this one dude told me that my hairstyle was an abomination to God and gave me a scripture. I'm like, nigga, this is hair. And when I was working at KNG, let me get back to the point. At KNG, there was this pastor that I was ringing up. And he made commentary on my hair. He was like, oh, wow, your hair is very out there. It's very different. I said, thank you. He was like, and he started going into this spiel about how, in a sense, trying to be nice and be in a religious tone about how my hairstyle is wrong and an abomination. It was like, you know, well, when I was trying to get a job for these factories and stuff, you know, I had my hair a certain type of way that people was doing it at that time. And guess what the person did with my application after interviewing me? They threw my shit in the goddamn, he didn't say shit, that's me throwing my BubzDaGawd shit. He threw my application in the trash. I went back later and had my hair cut in a more presentable way, and I got the job. And I told him, I said, well, that's wonderful and nice. And I said, I thank God that I'm working at a place where people see my humanity and see my work ethic and know that I'm one of, if not the best motherfucking worker, girl. Because no tea, no shade. It was nothing but old niggas there, girl. They took a chance on me. Even the person who motherfucking hired me was like, you are a godsend. Because I was going to give your ass a chance. I was going to somebody older, girl. And I opened up the door for younger motherfuckers to come in, girl. To the point to where when older niggas came in that was working, girl, I had to educate them. Girl, why I gotta educate you, nigga? You the older one. Bitch. But what does my hair have to do with it? What about the content of my character and how I'm showing up? And you want people to acknowledge the content of your character, but you deny the content of other people's character by slapping a label and saying, oh, you're trans, oh, you're this, or you're Black Lives Matter, or you're Democrat. I ain't got to deal with you. And I get it. Your own personal experience speaks to you, and that's cool in your own unique subjective experience. I'm not denying that because it happened, but it's not the only experience. That's why, once again, education and history is important, because it brings forth context and nuance. You see how you're now sharing your history and the things that you've been through to get people to understand where you're coming from. That's the point. We have to listen to each other and work through the pain. And no tea, no shade, girl. Being a person who is spiritual, girl, and emotional, girl, I can tell when there's some emotional residue there, girl. There is some. And I'm not going to force you to change or to face it. That's your job. I'm just going to prepare you for all the shit that you will go through. Because at least my commentary is still balanced and still seeing your side. You have not yet felt the fire yet. Just wait until your political campaign grows. And that's why I also feel, once again, that you have the opportunity, and if it's not you, it'll be somebody else, hopefully, to be able to really listen to each other and really understand each other. And you are doing that in your own way. You still gonna stand to your guns, and I mean, I commend you for that. But let's look at each other's humanity and understand each other. That'd be the problem. Spicy said, excuse me, that way after church is over and your parents are kicking this brutal truth. Okay? I'd be like, damn. And I'm so glad I only lived a few blocks from the church. I'm like, I'm walking home. Fuck this shit. I don't want to talk to these fake hoes anyway. And then when I finally cut off my mohawk, girl, everybody want to hug me now. Oh my God. Oh, hi. How you doing? This one lady said, I'm so glad you got that bird nest off your head. And I kind of should have threw shit at her ass and say, well, at least this bird head is actually a part of my head, girl. But if the Lord come through and moonwalk your shit off, girl, we'll see that you got bald spots, ma'am. At least my hairline is in contact, girl. It's connected. Bitch. Underneath that wig, you looking like a motherfucking new, freshly hatched baby ostrich by the head, girl. Just all type of little things.
Because you could be in North Korea right now. You could be in Russia or China being told what to think and how to believe. If I was to sit here and believe that there is a problem, my answer would be that it's not that we need to have a discussion with white people because they're going on with their lives.
Yeah.
Jewish people are going on with their lives.
Yeah.
Asian people are going on with their lives.
Yeah.
Black people aren't. There needs to be a discussion between other black people.
Yeah.
The white liberal differs from the white conservative only in one way. The liberal is more deceitful, more hypocritical than the conservative. Both want power, but the white liberal is the one who has perfected the art of posing as the Negro's friend and benefactor. And by winning the friendship and support of the Negro, the white liberal is able to use the Negro as a pawn or a weapon in this political football game that is constantly raging between the white liberals and the white conservatives. The American Negro is nothing but a political football, and the white liberals control this ball through tricks or tokenism, false promises of integration and civil rights. In this game of deceiving and using the American Negro, the white liberals have complete cooperation of the Negro civil rights leader, who sell our people out for a few crumbs of token recognition, token gains, token progress.
Woke and broke conservative commentary with Ron Vulgato. I actually have one more thing I want to say before.
I know that's right, bitch. I know that's right, girl. I told Ron, I said, bitch, you better, that one time. Yeah, so one thing about Ron, I appreciate, he be like, bitch, and let me tell you something else. I know that's right. I told him, I said, bitch, you better start, if them motherfucking facts start hitting your ass, or you feel his facts start hitting your ass, girl, in the middle of different type of shit, bitch, you better motherfucking record and put that shit at the end. Come on, Ron, bitch. He said, bitch, hold on. I ain't done. Where the belt?
I thought I was done, but I actually got one more think piece for black people.
Yes.
If we want to sit here and say that white supremacy is real, then this is my thing.
Right.
A white person never came up to me and punched me or have turned my business down because I'm a black person.
Right.
None of my white bosses have never made me feel less than my white counterparts, simply because of my skin color. Black people have sat here and trained each other to believe that based on skin color, we are less than. And if you want to sit here and say that, oh, well, because of my skin color, I'm less than, then that's your own mental issue. That's your own mental instability to believe that, because even though, yes, like all other black people, I've been taught that Republicans are the problem and Democrats are the way. Barack Obama was the way. Even though he defunded goddamn HBCUs, Barack Obama is the way. Even though when I walk down streets, 2 different goddamn men, black men, have held guns to my faces. But yet, black people are still the way and white people aren't. I never had a white person hold a gun to my face.
Right.
I never had a white person tell me I'm too black or I'm too dark skinned.
Right.
Stay out the sun before you get too dark. I have had black people tell me that. I've had black people tell me that, oh, I'm bougie because I read books. I aim to increase my vernacular every single day that I'm alive.
Right.
oh, I'm trying to be like them white people. How about I'm just trying to be an intellectual who wants to in every way explain how I feel in the best and most versatile way. If you don't get it in this terminology, I can give it to you in this terminology.
Okay.
My existence is not contingent upon this white matrix blue pill that people are under. I'm not sitting here thinking, is it wrong for me that when I have kids, I'm not going to teach them that white people are superior and that they have to work extra hard as colored babies because their white counterparts are going to surpass them? Is it racist that I'm not going to teach my kids that, but my kids will meet people who are their age who are going to be taught that, oh, white people are the problem?
Okay, I guess that was it. Hold on. Let me go back to my music then. That's it. Hold on. Oh, I didn't even stop. It was right there. Come on, right on time. Ikarubo shande ishkatai. Ida bobo say. Girl, what's thinking? There we go. Okay, we're gonna remove that. All right. That was Ron's thoughts, his opinions, and again, I'm grateful to have the opportunity to really get to understand on a more in-depth level, and that's kind of what my purpose is. I'm learning that more. Again, I'm here to bring information, but also challenge myself, and it feels good to do that. It feels good to make the choice to not be offended by what he's saying, and even if he was to bring that to me and put that towards me in my face, to still go forth and realize that, again, how he feels about me does not stop the fact that I'm going to be blessed in life. And I think that's what Ron is trying to convey, but I feel like in some of his deliveries, because I think that if Ron is going to do and give commentary on his way of life and stuff like that, I still feel like he should once again do that same balance in reference to understanding those who are different, because that's what I'm doing now. It would be so easy for me to get up here and just read, and I don't even read like that, but I know I can. That's why I don't do it. I reserve it for like very important shit, like hoes really trying to girl, you really playing my face. But I could have done that. I could have joined the crusade of other people who just don't have the capacity because of their own experiences that you may not understand, Ron. Who may not have the capacity to understand you and be like, okay, girl, get somebody else to do it, girl. But that's what I'm doing. I'm being the change that I wish to see. And even going back to what Malcolm X was saying about Martin Luther King, I was just watching I Am Not Your Negro by James Baldwin. I didn't understand how like open-minded and just emotionally and present and spiritually present and in touch we were as black people until I started doing my research and looking at shit during the 60s and the 70s. Because around that time, once again, black people said, fuck this light skin, dark skin shit, fuck all this other stuff. You had black artists coming together speaking about the black love and black upliftment and ultimately black liberation. And Lance Scurv said something that I do have to agree with. I feel like black people just want to be able to be independent within their own selves, to be able to have a life that is not controlled by the system. And that's why it's systematic, because again, not everything is done in your face. Things are done behind the scenes, because when it's done behind the scenes, I don't have to be accountable. And that same type of accountability is happening in both Republican and Democratic. Again, somebody got to deal with the niggas. Somebody got to deal with the oppressed people. And again, they play on the emotions of the oppressed people. It's about a game of tick-tock and back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I think black people want to be able to see what the healthy version of blackness looks like without any sort of influence from another system that has not been working for them. And I feel like black people should begin to love each other so that we can find a monolithic understanding of blackness. And we've done it before, but there is also a fear because those who were there from the 60s and 70s feel like there's no more hope, because when the 80s came and the crack epidemic, that do more research on that, Ron. Do more thorough research on that. Fuck the fact about the president and who it was that was doing it. Look at what was done to black people. We're talking about the abuse and use that black people have been done. Again, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, regardless of their viewpoints, still spoke on how black people were being treated. Malcolm just had his own unique way of expressing it, and so did Malcolm. But still, the goal was the same. And when I was watching that James Baldwin, I Am Not Your Negro documentary, and he was giving his recounts of being around Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, he realized that they were both saying the same thing. And I think Martin died first. Was it Martin that died or Malcolm? I don't know which one died first, but I'm going to say it was Martin. Malcolm was able to understand Martin's plight better, to once again find the integration, to find the amalgamation, to find the gray area, to take this black and white parts of ourselves and mix this shit up and see what we get. A uniformity that helps all of us. And fuck it, I don't give a fuck. You can use Malcolm X all you want and Martin Luther King all you want. As far as driving your point, both of them were murdered. And gag, they weren't murdered by black people. They weren't murdered by black people. And they both died young. And of course, racism isn't going to be so motherfucking overt. They want to get to that point again. They want to be able to freely express themselves and say what the fuck they want to say. Because I think ever since Elon Musk, I don't know, he purchased Twitter or whatever, a lot of hate speech has gone up against LGBT people, against black people, and against, I think, Christians. If I'm not mistaken. So there's hatred happening on all sides now, because people are tired of not having their experience validated, and they will try to demean yours to make themselves feel better. And that's not a Republican thing or a Democratic thing. That is a human issue of supremacy. I am exempt. I don't go through the same shit y'all go through. I don't have to go through the same shit that you go through, but we are equal. And what is happening historically is that a lot of resources that could help put black people in positions of power that benefits the community is not being given to them. But at the same time, black people have been resilient, Ryan. And if you did your research, you would wonder why we haven't fucking gave up. The fact that black people were both militant and passive, still believing in the same goal, because remember, they had shit turned on them. And since you want to talk about things in the past, let's bring it to the present and talk about defunding the police. Why is that when black people show up to speak about their issues in a peaceful way, they're met with riot gear? Exactly, you live in a different world. Why are they met with tear gas? Why are they met with shields and batons? Why are they met with these vehicles? Why are they training to deal in civilian urban territories? Because they are prepared for this, because we keep following and doing the same thing, girl. We also as black people have to do something different, bitch. If we gonna motherfucking march, bitch, at least put some African motherfucking voodoo hoodoo music or something on while we marching, girl. Have the ancestors protect us or something. But this shit deep, y'all. Hey, Aries, this shit is deep, y'all. It's very deep, and that's why I want to do my part to have these conversations and do the things that a lot of people may not have the capacity to. And you don't have to. That's fine. There are others who will. And you're talking about sacrifice, just like how Ron is sacrificing his sexuality and willing to sacrifice parts of himself for a greater future. There are other people who have done that. Again, both Martin Luther King and Malcolm X died for you to even have an expression. And I get it that you haven't had an experience of racism. That's validated, because I'm going to be all the way honest. I didn't really experience racism growing up myself. I think the only time I really did experience racism was like a few times. And one time I can remember is when I was in high school. I went to a predominantly white high school because my parents didn't want me to be culture shocked going into the actual real world, you know what I'm saying? And I had this afro, and I would have white people walk behind me. What you talking about, Willis? What you talking about, Willis? That's it. But I ain't getting no swirlies. Ain't nobody jump me. If anything, Ron, I can understand where you're coming from, because I experienced a lot of my hatred and discrimination from my own people. So I understand. I definitely understand that. But there are some people who have enough empathy to put their lives on the line and use their privilege to help other people. Because once again, during the Underground Railroad, there were white people who put their lives on the line. They weren't affected like black people were. They didn't experience other white people walking up. They didn't even experience black people doing that because black people knew what the fuck was going to happen if they did that shit. Hell, motherfuckers getting murdered for allegedly whistling at white women, and then, using the case of Emmett Till, the woman said she lied, and it costed the boy's life. And that's what sparked the civil rights movement, when it happened to the children, since y'all talking about things happening to the children. But that's okay. Because I accept the fact that I live on planet Earth with people who are different from me and will see things differently. And I'm learning how to be okay with that. Because there is one thing that Ron is saying that I do agree with, which I feel like is the ultimate thing that he's trying to convey. It's just the interpretation, just the application and the delivery is just what's the problem. And I'm glad he's using his story, okay, to tell us why he does that. But Ron is not letting things in his past stop him. Now, do I believe the political party he supports really wants him to really rise for real? In my personal opinion, no, I do not. I feel like, once again, if you look at, again, analysis and looking at the history and the context nuance, people like Ron, people like Candace, people like Christian Walker, and even those to come, they all came from the black experience. But instead of having that experience, or that low vibrational experience that can be considered the black experience, instead of that it happened from white people, it happened from people that look like them. And then on top of that, it was really honestly the denial of the access of blackness that everybody else is. And that's why, like, for example, Aries, if he's still here, I appreciate Aries, because Aries has had experiences from black people, and he didn't experience racism either, even though he's Afro-Latino. And he even educates me on that shit and corrects me on certain things as well, because I don't know everything, and I'm learning more and more about people's experiences. There are so many intersections that are happening, and we are cutting ourselves off from living a very full life. Because remember, your children still need friends. Your children still need partners. And guess what? They're not going to always be what mommy and daddy think. They're going to be other people in the world. And for those who are sold for tradition and having a certain type of way, I'm going to really pray for y'all, because the Spirit is going to give you what it is that you don't want. My father was very anti-gay, and he both got a goddamn homosexual son and a lesbian daughter, girl. You better love before the universe forces you into that position. So anyway, shout out to Ron. I enjoy this. I look forward to, because like I said, me and Ron are low-key working on some things. They're trying to do things on the public space, and I'm excited for it. Because it's like, now we get to have these conversations in public, and I want everybody to bring what they feel. Bring your anger, your hatred, bring the disagreement, girl. I'm going to do my part to be able to see the other person's side and to hear the other person. Because once again, when we listen to each other, we all basically are saying the same thing. So, excuse me, shout out to Ron. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Aries. Shout out to Spicy. Shout out to Angela. Shout out to Queen D, okay? The first lady of TT motherfucking B. Shout out to Dee's Washington. Shout out to, who else we got? Ron Mims, the other Ron. Shout out to Monica Love, 9,000. It's over level 9,000. Shout out to Doubting Thomas. And who else? Is that it? Is that it? Is that it? Shout out to Donna B. Antonaries. Make sure y'all please like this video if you can. Please, please, please. It's the most that you can do at this point. Like, you ain't got to cash at me or nothing like that. Just like my shit so we can get it up in the algorithms. The universe gonna provide for me as far as money is concerned. Look, your time and your gifts and talents will make way for you, and that is definitely happening. And we just getting started in this bitch. But most importantly, I want to be able to share the things that are priceless, which is love. And the gag is that we already have it, girl. We be trying to find love outside of us, but once we realize the love is in us, that's when shit really changes. Okay. So y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Monday morning, and I will see y'all again. Peace and love.
Thank you.